Here we go. I do believe we are all the way live. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Levstream, the Pokemon Hour, or I don't know what this is called. You get the idea. The point is that we are battling Pokemons. What's more, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody for waiting. And now we are going to proceed to play the Pokemon, but first an introduction. Who are the people who are joining us here today? We have 718TV, aka El Greco. Welcome, brother. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Thanks for having me on, and I appreciate being able to join the Lev Pokemon Invest in Lev Power Hour.
Thank you very much, brother. And we also have Masked Bastard, we got Remus, we got Intelligence Absence, and there we go. So, welcome, guys. Is there anything you want to say for all the new people who are here? Well, Remus, you joined us before many times, but Intelligence Absence, you've joined us many times, but never for the Pokemon stream. So, what do you think about Pokemon in general? What are some thoughts?
I just so happen to be a Pokemon expert. I
really? Okay.
adored these games growing up as a kid. I never played Red. I did have Blue, though. I still have Blue.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's like a few differences in what different Pokemon you see, but like it's really the same thing. But
let's see.
I love
So
this
Machop, should I choose is Stone weak or effective against fighting? I forget.
Stone is weak against fighting.
Okay, what about Pecker Lips?
Yeah, try Pecker Lips, because if Pecker Lips has a flying type move, that will be more effective.
Yeah. Yeah, Machop's pretty cute. I like his expression over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those little hamster mouths. I don't really know what it's called. Where is the girl from? She's coming. Be fucking patient, okay? She's coming. Leonella, she is coming to the Pokemon stream. I sent her a link. I mean, I am going to check in with her, actually, now, Buff, that you mention it. But yeah, she is coming. I sent her the link. She knows this is happening, so... Anyway, don't worry. Oh, that was fucking pathetic.
I like how Machop looks like he looks like Barney's legitimate child, and because Barney was not around to give him fatherly advice and love and care, Machop is taking it out on every Pokemon he crosses paths with. Be careful, Lev.
Oh my god.
Fucking...
Oh, it was a crit.
Dude, he just
intelligence absent. I think your intelligence is absent from when it comes to which Pokemon I have to choose here. No offense.
I didn't know you didn't have a flying type move.
That wasn't Gust. Gust is flying, isn't it?
Gust is normal.
Normal? Fuck, I didn't even see that. Why is Gust normal? Gust is supposed to be is a gust of wind. It's supposed to be flying.
Because the early Pokemon games are really stupid and they don't make any sense. Like,
Alright,
ironically, that's the move list makes no sense. They're like, poison. It's a fire type move. Like it's just stupid.
Oh, you might have
not
enough
really, but
HP.
it is.
I mean, look,
so is
Princess...
Gust the equivalent of like putting the vacuum on reverse and just like putting it in the face of a Pokemon?
Yeah. Or like a strong. If you blew really hard out of your mouth, that's what Gust is.
Alright, Geodude.
Yeah, keep Princess out.
Yeah. This is very easy. I mean, Hiker should be no problem at all. I'm just doing one of these streams where I'm not leveling my Pokemon up. I'm just going for, whoever I encounter, I fight. I'm not intentionally sticking around whatever environment I happen to be in.
I think the fourth gym is, I keep wanting to say dungeon, fourth gym is grass, right? We should be able to smoke those turtles.
Oh yeah, their ass is grass. That is not going to be a problem at all. Although I like a lot of the visuals of the Game Boy, and especially Game Boy Color, when it comes to the actual colors. Like, when it comes to Game Boy Advance games, I don't like the colors there. I don't know why that is.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's stupid.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I think Game Boy Advance, there were a couple early bangers, like that Sonic the Hedgehog. That first Sonic Advance was a banger of a video game.
Good things about that, yeah.
Yeah, but then the other ones, I feel like they got too convoluted. They wanted to go too far. They wanted to show off too much. And there's a lot of Game Boy Advance games that just didn't come together quite right. Like there's a bunch of Marvel superhero games that all use the same game engine, that all feel very samey, but they're passable. They are what they are. Like there's a Daredevil and Wolverine, that sort of thing.
I like, by the way, how these hikers have a sense of wanting people to show them some respect.
Well, in hiking culture, it's very important to show respect.
Now let it be known that this is much different than hitchhiking culture. All right, hikers, they have this weird hang-up like guys on The Godfather, The Sopranos, and Goodfellas, where respect is an overt theme. Hitchhikers, on the other hand, they're just a bunch of unkept maniacs, like sticking their thumb, hoping to get 10 miles closer to town. Careful of them.
Well,
I've never seen a hitchhiker before.
Yeah, my
Has
father.
anybody here? Yeah.
Father has told tales of hitchhiking from where was it? I believe he said he was in Chicago and had to hitchhike back here to West Virginia, and told tales of you just get a ride with somebody and they take you as far as they can get, and then you get to the next guy. You get as far as you want. And he said that at one point there was he was beside the freeway thumbing, and a cop pulled him over and told him that he couldn't thumb on the freeway, that he had to do it at an on-ramp. That was that for some reason they didn't want you thumbing beside the road, which I don't know.
Can you stop on the freeway?
So they have like the where you can pull off to the side and like pick somebody up, or like if you have a tire blowout, that sort of thing.
Right, the hard shoulder.
Yeah, that was my understanding. That was where he was walking. But it was a whole different time, like the mid '70s, early '80s, like people hitchhike like that. I remember being a kid seeing people hitchhiking. Like it wasn't.
I live in a
really
little
crazy
tiny baby country, so I don't think hitchhiking. I could just walk to the other side of the country.
That's what I always hear about trains in Europe. You just ride a train all day and go from one end to the other.
Intelligence absent. If memory serves me correctly, I'm misremembering. I'm sorry, but I believe your Twitter profile said you're from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I'm Northern Irish.
Oh, he's from Ireland. Oh, well, boy.
The other Ireland.
Go half away. The lucky hard boy.
I assure you, we will keep the stream free of Provo and loyalist banter. We won't get into it unless you want it.
However, sort of Catholic boy.
If you do hijack a petrol truck, I'll look the other way, and I didn't see you. Right? It was some other guy in a tracksuit giving me shifty looks every couple of minutes. It was someone else, dude.
It was amazing to me to watch that the dude that killed himself that had the cooking show. He went to Ireland. The one that was railing Asia Argento. What was his name? The New York
Anthony
dude.
Bourdain?
Anthony Bourdain. That's who it was. I remembered Asia Argento. I was able to pull that one out. But Anthony Bourdain went to Ireland and was like walking around like, holy shit, look at that. And just points up at a building and you can see a hit from a rocket. Like you see like, all the building is like still crumpled and like still busted up. Because I remember thinking that about playing Fallout games. Like, oh man, the people in the Fallout games are lazy. Like, they've got all this shit piled up everywhere, and it's been here for 200 years, and nobody got off their ass to clean it.
Oh, the Irish will they'll put you to shame.
I would just like to bring up one of my favorite Simpsons bits. The St. Patrick's Day episode.
Oh yeah, the little orange
where they fought.
Yeah, and I
had this big fight.
And I love how it was there's like a float of the drunken Irish novelists of Springfield. Like they end up in the melee, and then cut to like a fish and chips shop, like called Old John Bull's Fish and Chips. It explodes. Everyone cheers, and then the melee resumes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works. I feel like of all the countries I'd like to fight somebody in, I feel like Ireland would be a good one. I bet you it'd get a good brawl in. I heard the Scots are fighting people.
Well, in Northern Ireland, our biggest sport is boxing. Like even bigger than soccer.
I would like to point out
incredibly
that
based in Red Pill. Holy shit!
I boxed growing up as a kid.
Yeah, because like a friend of mine in Scotland said, yeah, everybody here, they've all, like, if you've got a drinking charge or a fighting charge on your record, it's like, nah, we've all got that. It's no big thing. It's like, okay, what a country.
It should be noted though that you have to give credit where credit is due. Number one, I believe the Irish were the first people to ever record writing and poetry in their mother tongue, Gaelic. Like centuries before anyone else started committing their language to paper. And I would like to point out, the IRA might very well have been the first people to kind of bring, for lack of a better term, I mean, listen, I don't want to call it domestic terrorism, but they invented the car bomb, and everyone has been copying off the Northern Irish ever since. All right.
Well, we were talking about who invented terrorism in the previous stream.
We're gonna blame the Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good bet.
Blame it on the Irish. I'm fine with that.
Amateurs.
They can.
Somebody
we can
pointed
just
out
shut
the
the
other
blame
day that the Irish invented whiskey, and then there's a 200-year gap before their next invention.
to that.
Although it should be pointed out that the Irish were so effective at what they did, the IRA, that right when World War II was kicking off, the British went to I think it's H Block in Northern Ireland. Excuse me if I'm not remembering this correctly. And they're like, "Hey, remember the thing we put you in jail for? Can you teach us how to do it against the Germans, and we'll figure something out when this is over? Thanks."
I mean, there's a lot of that in history.
Do you want to know
something?
Do you want to know something interesting, Stavians?
Yes.
My brother was in H Block.
Really?
Yeah, you call that the maze. In fact, it's right outside where I live.
Oh, that's heavy. I mean, you know, the what's nuts about what's happening in Northern Ireland and the UK, for the most part, like the US education system doesn't really cover such things. So I only found out about it because, like, a history teacher of mine in high school, he was from Northern Ireland. He had opinions on everything, and I think he earned the right to espouse that. But you know, I remember he in the first day of class, he was talking about, like, you know, struggles and people who were being oppressed, and he was like, you know, like, this happens all over the world. In fact, it's happening right now. In fact, right now, it's happening in Northern Ireland. And everyone's like, "What's Northern Ireland?" And he and he quoted Bobby Sands. This one, like, I still remember it. Everyone, Republican or otherwise, has their own particular part to play. No part is too great or too small. No one is too old or too young to do something. And that always, like, stood out to me. Like,
how old was John Wilkes Booth? Let's ask the real questions here. Who was the world's youngest assassin?
My money is on the dude who got Archduke Ferdinand.
You've got Archduke Ferdinand. You've got that was the two guys at the sandwich shop. You've got who killed McKinley? It was anarchist, right?
Use Thunderbolt. Or Thunderwave.
Ferdinand wasn't two people; it was one.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was two guys at a sandwich shop.
Sacco and Bazienzi, the two Italian guys. Oh no, there's someone else. My bad.
No, let's see. Let's look up the anarchist McKinley.
Nice.
Let's figure out who the world's youngest assassin was.
Oh, we would never know, right? Probably some kid.
How old was Sirhan?
Some Brazilian slum kid was the world's youngest assassin. I'm not kidding.
Probably true. Do you want to know something interesting about Brazil?
What's going on in Brazil?
It has more murder than the entirety of Europe, China, India, and Japan combined.
Yeah, I've heard some rough things about Brazil.
Oh,
yeah, you heard right.
We used to play Street Fighter with some dudes from there. Like, they were part of the Street Fighter thing online, and those guys could roll. They knew how to play. Like, they were good.
It has it has the highest Arabian diaspora in the world.
They had almost an accent sort of like Lev, where it was a little bit. It sounded kind of Russian. It was because they would speak Portuguese. Yeah, they would speak the Portuguese.
The tricky thing is that Portuguese sounds like if Spanish and French had a baby and peed on it. It's such a weird language.
It sounds very Russian to my ears.
Because what you're calling Portuguese is in Portuguese. It's the Brazilian dialect of Portuguese, which it isn't even really the same language. They say different words. It's essentially the best way to describe it is if, like, almost like it kind of feels like pidgin, like, not in that they're speaking it incorrectly per se, but they use, like, the wrong. It's like a bunch of if somebody spoke Portuguese poorly and then turned it into a language, that's Brazilian.
Oh,
Like, they
kind of
use-
like a
Their
patois.
grammar's wrong. They use the wrong words for things.
Yeah, kind of like patois.
Um,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's like a patois. That's a great way to describe it. Yeah,
Okay,
but they call it Portuguese.
So
And
so let
Portugal
the record
allows
state.
it for some reason.
Let the record state. Remus has posited that Portuguese, that Portugal Portuguese is to Brazilian Portuguese as chicken is to KFC. Let it be known. All right.
Amen.
Yes, unironically. And Portuguese is already a pretty mongrel tongue, so that should tell you the absolute state of Brazilian.
Although as the stream's resident Latino, I'm only half Ecuadorian. So if you'll allow me to discuss the silly little thing called Brazil, all right? Because it borders Ecuador. In fact, Ecuador has 10% of the Amazon. The rest of it, most of it, is in Brazil. I would like to point out though that Brazil is like the Russia of Latin America. It's like kind of like what Russia is to Europe, Brazil is to Latin America. There's this like giant language and cultural barrier, and I don't mean that in like a mean, vindictive way. It's just like a different, like it's kind of like a different planet. Someone was mentioning murder rates before. Let's talk about Latin America, my friend. You see,
boy.
Latin America has 8% of the world's population, but they commit 30% of the murders. And in Latin America, 80% of the murders take place on 2% of the streets. Like, there's one little section in Bogota, in Colombia, that's kind of like the OK Corral, Little Vietnam, and the Coliseum all at once. But everyone's speaking Spanish, and half the women have amazing movies. So welcome to Latin America. Enjoy your stay. Don't drink the water.
It's one of the places in the world that I've never been, and I really want to go. I don't know why.
It's super amazing. I'd highly recommend it. Latin America's wonderful. Yeah, of course. I've been to Brazil.
I've been to Africa.
I've been to Africa as well.
I've been all around.
Where in Africa?
I was in Egypt.
Ooh.
That doesn't count, nigga. Come on.
Did you?
You're north of the goddamn Sahara. That's not Africa.
Yeah, easy on the gamer words there.
Yeah.
We're on the live stream, pal.
Saying you've been to Africa, but you were in Egypt is like it's correct textbook wise.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Well, like
I
saying
didn't-
you've been to Mexico.
I didn't mean
only
to.
went
I didn't
to,
mean
like,
to. I didn't mean
nice
to
places
imply
like Cancun.
Black Africa.
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding, bro. But yeah, no, it's the way he described Brazil to the rest of Latin America is kind of like everything north of the Sahara versus the rest of Africa, right? Like,
I mean,
two completely
don't
different
worry,
planets.
intelligence absent. We're not accusing you of starting a third Congolese war. Don't worry. Relax. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
And by the way, I mean, Remus has an N-word pass because of the.
I do.
Yeah.
Because of
Oh,
the
well, if
ancestry,
he's-
but nobody would allow it if they saw
Have
me
I got an
impersonate
F-word
Angela
pass
like that.
because of my musical theater background?
Oh
Yeah.
I'll just give you one.
All right.
Yeah, no, yeah, Intelligence Absent gives us all one.
Wait, you were in musical theater?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean, like Cats?
There is video somewhere of me as a teenager, stuffed into tights with my face painted up and weird. What do you call it's not a fake beard like prosthetics. Weird prosthetics of a cat put onto my face, and me.
Were you singing Memory?
Me in a little bow tie. I didn't sing Memory. That was the other girl that sang Memory.
Were you Rum Tum Tugger?
I don't know which cat I was. It's all bullshit. It's all nonsense. I was the cat. I had like a little bow tie, and I remember singing the song and having to learn the dance, but it's all so vague. And
I'm just imagining a cat with the luchador mask.
yeah,
Rum Tum Tug.
That has been that. You want to talk about? That might have been well over almost 20 years ago at this point. That has been some time ago.
Legacy.
Like 14, 15 when we were doing that. And
I'm 20 years old.
And so I've done, I'm 34. That sounds right? 33? What year is it? What happened to 2021? What happened to 2020?
Whose hands are these?
Yeah, whose hands are these? Whose gun is this? Why do I smell bacon?
Is this my beautiful house?
Shout outs to Monoxus in chat. He was trying to confirm whether the youngest assassin on record is what Charlie had stated. Although According,
I just wonder. You've got so many out there, like your Sirhan, you're the dude that killed McKinley. You've got Lee Harvey Oswald, assuming he acted alone. We're just gonna let that hang.
But does Jack Ruby count? He killed the guy who allegedly killed the guy who killed Kennedy.
Right. Well, Jack Ruby's a little older for sure. Like he's definitely an adult man. How old was Oswald?
Gavrilo Princip was 19. That was the guy who
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah, he was the guy who killed
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is not
Prince
looking
again,
good,
yeah.
fellas. I only have water attacks against this thing.
Body slamming.
No, I
No, he
ran out.
Oh no, he's out of
Well, you have no
pee-pee.
more PP.
I should have gotten. I
You
should
Should have got more pee-pee.
Chug,
No,
chug.
By the way, even though I know that Tim Heidecker gets hate for certain ways that he acted towards other creators, I really do like Tim and Eric, and I like that song compilation that he came out with, all about truckers going into truck stop piss clubs. And the entire album, it's called, let's see, it's by the Yellow River Boys, and let's see, what is it called?
So it's just like the whole thing is all piss-themed songs.
Yes, all about piss, drinking piss.
That's just
Okay,
so
wait.
silly.
So are they? What's the clubs? They piss on each other.
So they're
piss together.
Okay, so the clubs, they are truck stop piss clubs. So when the
Okay, is this a
truckers
real
are sitting,
thing? I'm just gonna ask.
well, I'm not gonna say. Okay, so when the truckers,
To me.
You don't research.
okay, so the album is called Urinal Street Station, and here I'm gonna show you.
All right.
I'm gonna show you a screenshot of the
Yeah, let's take a
album.
look. We got to
Here,
see
this
this.
sort of looks like.
Oh, it's like a
it's
train. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
pulling into the
it's
station.
beautiful.
The Yellow
Yeah.
River Boys.
Oh.
It looks like a legitimate, like a bluegrass album or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what?
like
They're
a
not
mix.
missing their PP.
Like if you look at like a James Gang album, that's what a James Gang album looks like. Like it has that exact look.
Well, I highly recommend. I mean, maybe after the stream, I can send you some songs, or I could put it on Discord or something, some songs to listen to, because I really do think that they put a lot of attention into making it like very high quality music,
Yeah.
singing about piss. And one of the songs is, let's see. Okay, so here are the titles of the songs. So one of them is called Hot Piss. That's the first one. Then it's
Okay.
Honky Tonk Piss Club. Then it's
Okay.
Slurp It Up. Then it's Piss Me Off. Then, just for variety, there's a Mr. Mud. And that one does not talk about the piss clubs, it talks about the mud clubs in the outhouse. So you could probably guess what goes on there. And next one, back to tradition, we have a Truck Stop Piss Club. Then we got Hot Piss Blues, Someone to Piss on Me, Piss Pig Freak, and Hot Piss Drinker. So the last one, Hot Piss Drinker, that song is 6 minutes long, and it is exactly like Freebird in terms of the style. Like it's
So he's
It is-
it's
it-
So it's
Southern
a
yeah,
rock.
it's
So it's
Freebird,
Southern
but it's
rock.
about piss.
exactly it's
All
Freebird,
about
but it's about
pissing.
piss.
I-
And they even have like an orchestra of black women in the background singing backup, and this is just it's fucking amazing.
There's a lot of funny stuff that those guys do. Are Tim and Eric still together? Did they break up?
No, they didn't break up. They just sometimes do their own thing. Sometimes they do things together.
Yeah,
They had to go to separate piss clubs.
Because I don't know if it's like Cheech and Chong, because Cheech and Chong kind of broke up for a while.
No, I think they're still good friends, and they do stuff together sometimes.
I regret not going to see Cheech and Chong live when they did like a reunion tour.
But I did
Man,
go see,
that would have been fun.
I did go see Tim and Eric live though. So
How was
there we
it?
go. It was nice. I mean, yeah, it was fun. I mean, I am a Tim and Eric fan, and that was when I saw their it was right before the Crimbus special. So I got so much into it that I bought a Crimbus bush for my poor Korean architect friend, who was just kind of like, maybe that's why we're not friends anymore. I don't know. He was kind of like there. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't fully in the Tim and Eric thing. I mean, he was like already in his late 30s.
That's so mean.
He was already in
It's
his
like,
late.
what the fuck is happening? It's like a fever dream.
Although what I
He's
find
giving him a bush.
what I find fascinating about Tim and Eric though is that there's never any middle ground. People are either on board 100%
Yes.
or they just detest it.
By the way, shout out to Tidy Don who says DLive love. Yes, we are doing this on DLive, so all the people who are watching this, make sure you go to dlive.com/LevPolyakov. Here, I'm gonna load it up and put it in the chat just so you guys do that.
I love DLive because it feels like an outlaw platform. It's one of those places.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't know how outlaw it is. I think they still have like their own rules.
Right? Yeah, they've got rules. They're not like Trovo. Trovo is the Wild West.
Trovo. Maybe I should go to Trovo. I want to go somewhere to do like a BTR, like break the rules after dark stream. You know, just.
Oh, that would be so fun. We can just say whatever the fuck we want.
Well, you say that, but Twitch just rolled out some rules the other day saying that they were going to watch people off platform.
Ooh.
I know Patreon does.
Oh man.
Yeah, Dankula did a video about the Twitch rules.
But when they say people, what do they mean people? Like the people who...
I assume like your affiliates and partners, that sort of thing. So if they're... So anybody that can make money. Let's say It's a Gundam decides to put out a video about Pokimane, and they just decide, we're just going to ban him. He's a big enough guy that he's making a lot of waves about a bigger fish, so let's just get rid of him. Because that's what Twitch did. They got rid of him because he was talking about Pokimane, and Pokimane's a money maker for him.
Yeah, she's a big boy on Twitch.
Yeah.
I believe in gambling terms, she would be called a whale.
Right? Yeah. She's definitely a huge whale.
Well, she's not. It's not that
also
she's
a huge
whale.
bitch.
She brings whales. she is bait. She's bait for the whales.
She is the whale whisperer.
Yes. Yes.
Let it be known that her hardcore fan base. If you look at the cover of Leviathan by Mastodon, that ginormous whale. All right, that is her top donator. Be careful.
Yeah, and that's actually, you know what? That's the best reason ever to hate Pokemon, because you must split your lungs with blood and thunder when you see the white whale. You know what I mean? Like, you have to.
I don't know a whole lot about her other than she got, she's one of those creators that doesn't like criticisms, that doesn't like.
A creator. Can we stop calling people like this?
She's one of those.
Be on Twitch. That's it.
It's like there's a gal who watches anime that everybody talked shit about maybe a year ago, like the big forehead gal. She went hard after people because they were like, "Yeah, this girl just sits there and watches anime. What the fuck is this?"
Man, I am getting rat fucked here. Look at this.
Yeah, that Bellsprout is beating the absolute fuck out of you, dude.
And my attacks keep fucking missing, and I keep getting poisoned.
Let's try to do Bubble Beam. See if Bubble Beam.
I don't have any Bubble Beam.
Oh, so all you got?
I barely have anything. This is my last luck.
Wait, so
buddy, this guy.
Did you just walk in here with zero preparation?
Just
getting fucking owned by Bellsprout.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, wait. Oh.
Is this the gym?
He's already paralyzed. That's only
paralyzed.
No, this is the end.
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so now I'm stuck. This is even worse than using struggle. Because at least if I had struggle, I'd be able to do something.
Do we have any other Pokemon?
I'm gonna die. I mean, this is the end.
Oh shit!
My only friend.
And we're wanting to do a Nuzlocke.
Buff, be patient. No, this is not Nuzlocke.
Oh man,
here we go.
Oh, no.
Man, it's just prolonging the pain. That's what's happening.
Because I'm gonna try to do the Nuzlocke thing. Maybe I'll start that next week.
Man, how pathetic is that? I mean, okay, here we go. We're going back in that tunnel.
Can we get an F in the chat for the fallen heroes?
Yeah. I remember the fallen.
I believe.
Do they think of me? With our bones in the ocean, forever will be. Oh man, that's fun.
Yeah, okay, at least the good part about being in this tunnel... Wait, how come they're... No. How come half of these fucking things are dead? What's going on here? You see that? My Clefable and Pidgey and that guy, they're just dead. So I gotta revive them first. But yeah, this is... Man.
Yeah, I don't know if it,
Beaten by a fucking Bellsprout.
Yeah.
Dude, Bellsprout doesn't play games.
And now we've got all these damn Zubats.
I don't know if it looks like this on yours. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, no. It's
great. And now the return of Barney's smug bastard child. Alright.
If we got a Machop...
Hold on, I want to actually get out of this tunnel, but I forgot how I came in.
It's up and to the left.
Back and to the left.
There we go, thank you.
Back and to the left.
Because I noticed, like, I revived, but... half of my Pokemon are dead still. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know. I only vaguely remember this.
Oh, wait a
game.
minute. They shouldn't be dead.
Hit the menu button. Let's take a look.
No, they're not dead because look, like the first Pokemon here is
look, hit the Pokemon button there, and it'll show you your guys, show you what they look like.
Yeah, no, they're all there, but for some reason my little thing isn't updating properly. I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
But let's see. First, I want to get out of here. Come on.
Have we not got the? It's not torches. It's flash.
No, I don't have flash.
Oh shit.
I probably see. I wanted to be out of this fucking tunnel by now that I don't even want to get flash yet.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like I just want to just go through the tunnel, get to the Ghost City. But here, maybe this is going to because I think they're working on different data here. Okay, welcome to Pokemon Center. I mean, they're already in perfect health, but I think there's something about this algorithm that doesn't know they're in perfect health, so that's why it shows.
We need some more PP. We got to get our PP together.
No, but be careful. If you're going to be drinking fluids, and then Lev's Pokemans are going to be drinking Flint water, they're going to die before the first battle. Be careful.
This is so weird. Do you see what I mean? Like, they're all grayed out here. I think it's just my, Here, I think the server... Here, I'm going to end the session, but then I'm going to start it up again. So, continue session. Hold on a second here. Here, I'm going to restart this. There we go. Yeah, you just need to nudge it a little bit sometimes. Because as you guys may know, the bottom of the screen over here, it shows the stats of my Pokemon. That way I'm able to...
Aha, that was the issue.
Yeah, so I don't know why they were grayed out. But anyway, fuck this fucking tunnel. I'm just going to go in there and go for it.
Lev had to do the digital equivalent
pull up a
of
map. Let's see if I can get ourselves through there. What's the name of this cave? Pokemon Red. I just wrote map/cave Pokemon Red. Alright, this has got to be a rock tunnel. Oh yeah, this is where we're at.
You know, when it comes to Onyx, I appreciate his design. Like, he looks like big and bulky, but he's a pretty weak Pokemon, isn't he? I mean, he's one of those Pokemon that looks impressive.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not a jobber the way that Zubat is. Zubat is like one of the most worst.
Yeah,
Pokemon
but Zubat, you
game.
expect him to be like that because he's a shitty bat. Onyx, you see Onyx come out, you're like, damn, he's gonna be sick, and then you can one-shot. I mean, it's fucking garbage. He's a bigger jobber, in my opinion.
Well,
he's a great Kali. You know what I mean? That's a jobber.
Well,
he looks really big and scary, and then you just fucking knock.
Well, Monoxus said that Steelix, you know, until Steelix, yes. I do like Steelix. Steelix is a badass design.
Me too. Steelix brings in the chat.
It's really neat the way that they added the elements to the next one. I think adding the 2 extra elements...
Wait, did I come from there, or...?
Oh, no.
Let me look on my map now. Alright, so you're,
Because I don't want to be going backwards.
You're in that L-shaped corner.
See, I gotta remember where I go.
So that's,
No, I think I was here. Hold on. I think I was here, then I go up.
You gotta find the one that's labeled C on my map.
C for Charlie.
Yeah, C for Charlie, see?
I mean, this isn't the hardest map in the world, I just...
Yeah, it's just a little confusing because it's so damn dark.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't any trainers in here. You know who else looks like Barney the Dinosaur, by the way? Dragonite. Dragonite has that Barney the Dinosaur energy about him, which may be why people don't respect Dragonite. You know, he's not really someone that, you know,
I feel like the Dragonite's one of your top tier Pokemon in this game.
He is,
sure.
He is, yeah.
For sure.
But it's like the amount of time you have to devote to evolve, though, like the Dragonair. You know, like what level does Dragonair become Dragonair?
I want to say it's like 45, 50. That's got to be...
No, I think that's...
You think it's higher?
I think it's much higher than that. I just remember, you know, there are certain Pokemon out there like Metagross, like other ones like that are just, you know, they're supposed to be like the badasses. They might as well be legendaries. They're like quasi-legendary.
Yeah.
By the way, Intelligence Absent...
Oh my god, level 55.
Yeah, see, there we go. So, Intelligence Absent, can you tell us a little bit more about, like, when you were in the mental ward, who were some other interesting people there? Like, were there any Pokemon fans, or, like, people who, you know, would have been good candidates for this Pokemon stream? You know, like, people who could, like, chill out and game.
There was a guy, I added him on Discord, actually, called Ben, and, we became friends. He left.
You're very quiet right now.
Oh, sorry.
He's currently hiding from Provo's to broadcast to us as the Troubles 2.0 kick off, not too far from
Yeah,
Belfast.
I'm undercover at the minute. I'll just.
As a direct result of our conversation on his roof.
How's this? Is that a little bit better?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
dulcet
perfect.
tones sounding beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. So there was a guy called Ben, and he was really interested in the occult, and started talking to me about how he had a Kundalini awakening and how he was enlightened, and he was like, "Yo, man, never become enlightened. If you have to listen to one thing I say, it's never be enlightened." And I was like, "Okay, bro, what's your Discord?" So he had to be on Discord. And he just sits and plays League of Legends all day. So, I don't know, maybe that is enlightenment. I'm not really sure.
Maybe
Wait,
he's
It's
trying
definitely
to.
not. I can attest as somebody who played a lot of League of Legends.
Yeah, so
Definitely
have I.
not enlightenment. You may reach enlightenment through League of Legends. It's like a accelerated Bardosphere where you're just dealing with the worst parts of humanity. But it's possible, but I doubt it.
I think he's trying to, in a roundabout way, prevent you from an untimely death. So whatever your destiny is, you could reach it without. Like you know that saying in Buddhism, like if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Well, he was probably trying to prevent, like, if you meet the Buddha on the road, and if he's Irish, shump him. All right, like, don't think twice. You gotta shump.
Oh, I
him.
will.
So
I
he,
think
so
twice anyway.
so
No, I'm
he's
just kidding.
he's trying. He's probably trying to make sure you get the disc 3 and hopefully get the good ending.
No, there were a few strange characters, but there was like mostly just people who were like too crazy to approach. Like there were people who were a lot more sane than me, and then there were people who were like, oh, they had crossed that like tipping point where they would probably spend the rest of their lives in some sort of institution, like people who'd been there for 6 months.
Did somebody there ever think that they were somebody? Well, no, there was a Simba. I remember you were talking
Simba.
about.
That was his actual name. His name is like Masimba, but Simba
Well, I
for
guess
short.
that's what the Lion King
Mosimba.
creators used.
Yeah.
Simba.
They used actual African names for the Lion King. But what?
He
yeah.
he referred to himself as Sima because when people either can't pronounce his name for some reason or whenever they do, they go, "Oh, like the Lion King," and he got frustrated at that, so he started referencing himself as Sima.
Has he ever seen the Lion King?
Yeah.
What does he think of it?
He actually likes it. I've never seen The Lion King. I thought when I was
What?
younger that I'd seen The Lion King, but what
Not
I was
that
actually
good.
watching was the
Really, you don't like the Lion King?
I think The Lion King has some of the weirdest pacing ever in a movie. Because it's Hamlet. Like, it's that kind of thing, but...
Literally is Hamlet.
Yeah, The Lion King has this weird thing where Simba just screws off with his two dickhead buddies, and while his mother is being porked by his uncle, Scar, and his whole country led into ruin, he's just off living Hakuna Matata. Like, who cares what's going on,
Well,
guys?
By the way,
I'm
look
a
at this
digger.
quote over here. Speaking of Uncle Scar, look at this quote. I go for power because I hate thinking.
me
Must be a blue check
intelligence.
mark.
Yeah, a fellow intelligent absent.
Yeah, powerful.
Those darn blue check marks. All right, let me check my map and see where you're at now.
Oh, we're almost out of the cave. I'm pretty sure we're
Alright, guys.
close.
I actually have to step out.
All
All right,
right,
well,
Come back.
Remus,
Remus, take her
this
easy.
was an amazing conversation that
Oh,
we had. I
beautiful.
really appreciate it, brother.
Love you
I
all.
think it's
Yeah, of
Love you.
course, always, man. Always.
Remus,
you guys,
have a good
you guys
night.
stay good. I will.
Yeah,
I will.
will.
I hope the rest of your week is seamless, homie.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
On Monday.
Everybody, if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at CalthRespector.
oh shit. I gotta
I
put
will
that
always be
in.
there.
Here,
Yeah,
I'm going to.
my bad. I should probably fix that on my
So
Zoom.
guys,
My
I'm going to
fault.
post a link to
I'll do
Calth
that.
Respector on Twitter.
Yeah.
Please follow Calth Respector, and I think
You
we're
can
going to be
always find me
getting in Leonella in very soon. Let me just find it over here. I got all these tabs open. But yes,
I'll try to
thank you.
convince Lev to do another Warhammer stream where we can wax poetic for a long period of time.
It's gonna happen.
I want to
It's
play
gonna happen.
Warhammer. Can we play Warhammer Fantasy? I want to play Warhammer.
Oh, OG Warhammer?
Well, I would
I
love
wanna
to
play-
talk Warhammer Fantasy. I don't know enough about it.
I want to
so.
play. I want to play because I've heard Warhammer Fantasy is so different from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, you mean the actual tabletop game? Like 40K is the same thing, man. But yeah, you
Right.
can play that. That would be fun to. That would actually might be fun to stream for people who actually enjoy it. It'd be interesting to sort of watch how it works.
Yeah, because
And,
I have no idea how. Like I played
Yeah, we
40K. I played 40K before, but I've never played the Warhammer Fantasy role playing.
Oh, it's very.
that's
it's
what
very,
I'm thinking of.
It's very similar. Oh, you mean like the actual RPGs?
Yeah,
oh,
that's what
I
I'm
would
talking
love
about.
to run sessions. That would be so sick. That would be so sick. Yeah. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
talk. We'll talk, Charles. We'll
Take
talk.
care.
Because me and Stain
Yeah.
are D&D guys. Like we're
Yeah,
that
it's
guy.
similar. Yeah, it's similar.
And speaking of D&D, Charlie is DMing two or three. Excuse my ignorance, because I know you
it's
DM
way more than that.
because Charlie DMs a campaign with Aussies, and over down yonder on Twitch chat is Minoxus, who plays with me as Charlie attempts to kill us every Friday evening.
Yeah, I
we'll have to
run
check
Dungeons
that
and
out.
Dragons on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/CharlesCon. It's easy to find. It's easy to say. It's Dungeons and Dragons every Friday. We're in the Temple of Elemental Evil right now. We've been
Oh,
doing that for a
goodness.
while.
Here
It does
is
take a
the,
long time to get through temples of
Yeah.
elemental evil. You know what I mean?
I
here's the
run,
link over here in the chat for everybody. This is where you can follow his Twitch account.
I've been running for my Australians, the vampire stuff. We've been running a version of Ravenloft stuff. So they're fighting Dracula. They just had an encounter with some Frankensteins last week, and then maybe we're playing every 2 weeks with them. Then I have another gang on Saturday who I play with. They're off stream. They're running through the same stuff that Stained is. They're just made it through the White Plume Mountain. They're about to fight a dragon.
By the
next
way,
time
this
I
is
play
that
with them.
Bellsprout that killed me. This
Oh,
is it. This is the
Bernie.
motherfucker right here.
Bernie.
Fuck
Oh my
Go
god, he put him
sleep,
to
bro.
sleep.
Ah, fucking.
Oh,
and look, he
Captain
also kind of looks like.
Bellsprout.
He
Put
also
him
kind of
through
looks
a
like.
table.
He also kind of looks like Barney the dinosaur, doesn't he?
Yeah, do him like Shaq. Put his ass through a table.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Bellsprout looks like the.
Who would have thought Shaq's one weakness was being put through a table?
By the way, I want to ask you fellas, for those who did not do it yet, could you please retweet this with the link right now
Yes,
so that the good people
100%.
know that,
100%.
yeah.
I will do that before when I leave. Okay.
Okay, sweet.
Everybody, have a wonderful night.
Is
Yeah,
there
take
no-
it
care,
easy,
Remus.
Remus.
Good night,
Is there a
dude.
new
Peace-
link? I
peace
think
and
I'm
love.
No, no, it's the
Bye-bye,
same.
Remus.
It's the same YouTube link, the exact same one. So I would just focus on the YouTube. But
You know what? I'll retweet
here,
it
I'll-
again.
I'll send it to you right now. Hold on, here it is. Here it is in the BTR chat as well. So this is the link right over here, and I want to be true to what I have in the picture of Leonella in her anime outfit or whatever she's wearing here with the flowers and the drink right next to Intelligent Absent, because she is coming. I'm pretty sure she's coming. Let's see what she says over here. She asked what time. That was at 6:20. So yeah, I think she should be able to come in soon.
Speaking of drink and intelligence absent, I'm not really meant to drink on my medication, but I've had about half a bottle of wine.
Oh
I
no.
feel great.
Well, I'm glad you feel great. I just don't want you to, oh yeah.
It just turns me into a lightweight.
Yes, but what if you have look, I don't want to be Mr. Doctor over here, but it's like, what if you have some medical complication? No, I'm not gonna be
But
negative.
my medical
but-
complication of being sleepy, I'm okay with that.
Is that it? Is that the only
Yeah,
thing
it just
you're
turns
gonna
me, it just
experience?
turns me into a lightweight. That's all.
I'm not trying. I mean this with nothing but jest, but I'd like to imagine like people in like Ireland going to the doctor, and if they're given medication, the first question is like, I could still drink with these, all right? Like,
That's
it's-
literally the first thing I asked.
So we were talking before on the other stream about the body cam footage. I just saw the tape. So she pulls out. They're having a struggle, and the dude she says, "I'm gonna tase him," and then realizes that she shot him, and actually says on the tape, "Oh shit, I just shot him."
And the best part is, like, the officer right next to her, the black dude,
Oh.
gives her this look like, bruh.
It's not gonna go well like that. I can tell you this: she ain't gonna be a cop much longer. There's no way she stays a cop.
Although the thing that irks me is how like this was the first time an incident like this happened where the immediate default of like, oh, you know whose fault this is? White. And I was expecting that.
It's women's fault. That's who's at fault here.
You know, this whole thing is
Imagine
just
if they
women.
started targeting women's shelters and things like that. Like we're gonna take back, we're gonna take to the streets.
Imagine,
would this be like a
hospital?
Would this be an example of women posting their L's, by the way?
yes,
God,
yes.
in real time.
I'm gonna send it to James.
There's no way.
Because that's a huge L.
Ewan's back on the street.
Hello. I did the thing with my friend. It's going to be longer than I thought, the project. And I had to talk to him because he's being dumb about a few things, but that's also me being dumb. But yeah, the project is on its way.
Alright, I'm
Oh,
gonna
great.
find
That's that
James
game you
instead
started
of
working
telling
on?
Hey,
you.
Ewan, what's going on? Buen provecho, homie.
Hello. One per petro. What?
Oh, that's Spanish for bon appetit, which is French for enjoy your food.
Ah, enjoy my grub. Yes, that's it. I
Wait, what are you
understand
eating there?
Because I've got some like eggs and I did like a tomato sauce that I poured over.
Oh, tomato sauce.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Special
guys,
tomato sauce.
You know, some folks
Yeah.
say tomato. I always say tomato, but you can say tomato. That's
Me
okay.
too.
It's red
Tom-
sauce.
Red
Tomito. Tomito.
You have red sauce, brown sauce, and mayo, and that's all you have.
No, it's not ketchup. No, my friend. I did a pasta sauce. That's what I should have called it. Pasta.
We have a comment from Spoony of Salty. Myself, can you explain your fascination with giantesses?
Oh boy,
Giant
Where did this come from?
a
From
giant
Spoony of
woman.
Why
Giant
is
woman.
Spoony trying to mess with me? What is
He
this?
really wants to see, really wants to be a giant woman.
What? I'm not actually following. I feel like I've missed a joke.
Yeah, Steven Universe. That's the joke. We're gonna talk about a horrible cartoon.
No,
Oh,
I mean
you-
the guy in the
Woo!
chat who's
Steven-
talking about me with giantesses. I genuinely don't understand what he said.
Yeah,
That
and
line,
First
that
of
line
all,
was
get it.
kind of out of a Family Guy with those performers. You remember the guy who said, "I'll tell you what's rich, the Kaiser. Somebody ought to put him on a roll."
What?
quick,
Hold
play
on.
me out, Johnny.
Hold on. Apparently, I've slipped more than once calling Geo giantess Geo. What? What?
That's the rule 63 on Geo.
Have I actually? I wouldn't be surprised. I misspeak all the time, but that's not me thinking Geo's a giantess. I don't know.
I
well,
don't
well
know.
in terms
This
of
sounds like cope.
in terms of giant women, a part of me can understand the appeal of having some like 7-foot Amazonian like fold you in three.
Oh, is that
and
what we're
put-
saying? Oh, that's fine.
and, and,
Then-
put,
Oh,
and put
finally.
her, like
But
put
what
her,
about 70 foot?
yeah, no, not a 70 foot. I don't
like
know.
if she were to like fold you in three and put you in her like hooded sweatshirt pocket and go hiking and like let you drink water out of a cupped hand and she'll give you trail mix once an hour, I understand that. But if we're going to be discussing Steven Universe, we must refer to it by its proper name: Tony Galaxy and the Bisexual Precious Stone Wine-Ons.
I
Okay.
just want to start calling it bullshit because it's just it's horrible.
Wait, you
I've
guys...
never seen it.
I forget if I told you guys. Do you know that I went to school with Rebecca Sugar?
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard she was a fun gal. Like Doug Tannenpaul talked very positively about her and the Adventure Time guy. He
Yeah.
described them as being some of his that would show up to comic book conventions and things and want to show them their art, and that he was very pleased that to see that they got shows on the air.
Well, yeah, same thing with John Chris Felucci. I remember he was promoting Rebecca back in the day on his website, and when it comes to Rebecca, I've got nothing, like I always say, I got nothing bad to say about her. I think she's a brilliant drafts person, or however you would phrase that. You know, she knows her way with a pencil, and I wish her the very best, but I can see the kind of fandom that
Yeah,
ended up,
I think most of my criticism of Steven Universe isn't necessarily the cartoon itself. The cartoon itself is what it is. Like, it's a kid's cartoon that has a lot of themes. I'll be nice. It has a lot of themes.
Although I would to piggyback on what Charlie's saying, like the fandom, I think they qualify as the worst fandom ever because on more than one occasion they bullied their own into attempting suicide because they didn't make the fan art fat and ugly enough. All
See,
right.
that's the thing, though, is being bullied online, it only works if you let it. If you just go, fuck these jokers.
Am I going to have
And
to
just
post
mute a thread?
Tyler the Creator thing again? With the,
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The people who were involved in making the show, I think Ian Quarterly Jones. I'm sorry if I'm not saying his 3 names.
I went to school with him too. He was the teacher's assistant on my first ever class.
He basically said, "Yeah, you people need to go outside." It's like, really, like that's all you're gonna tell these rabid? All right, I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Like
What did he tell you, Lev?
Animation, animation Twitter and animation world online. Like they don't know how to take a joke. They don't know how to.
I think people to go outside is great advice, but
I don't know.
Unironically good advice.
Something about the way that they I think that's the phrase they like to use, dogpile. The way that they've dogpiled on artists over nothing. It's, I don't know.
Actually,
because everybody thinks that they're so clever. Like, oh, I'm gonna tell Lev exactly how I really feel about Break the Rules. I'm gonna let him know. And then Stain does, and then Ewan does, and then Remus does, and Geo, and everybody else. And then there's 1,000 other people that all think they have that's so unique, going to tell him exactly what they thought. Like, oh God, you're going to have on that Charles guy again? Really?
By the way, myself, I think he means me. I think he thinks this is a bucket. It's not a bucket.
Oh,
it's a,
well, no, but is it the way I can do it can look like a bucket as well? But I guess he is talking about that. I don't know. To be honest, I would happily eat out of a bucket if it meant the food was like A
Welcome to the
quality.
mukbang stream.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You know what I can really go for about now? I can go for some Jollibee. You guys had Jollibee?
Isn't that the Filipino one?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'd like to have right now? A fresh, piping hot pepperoni pizza.
Oh no, I was meant to make pizza today.
Well, I'm glad that you are bringing pizzas. You are salvaging Charles Kahn. You are single-handedly salvaging the reputation of pizzas away from you know what. And I thank you for it.
Oh no! Let it be known that Charlie Kahn is one of the greatest proponents of the most popular food on planet Earth. Pizza.
Yeah, there was the Skillshare thing. I did the Skillshare thing, and one of the social media classes I listened to, the guy went off about how, well, if you gotta let people know that you have a personality. You can't just be like, well, I like pizza, because we all like pizza. And I was like, well, I'm gonna prove this guy. I'm gonna prove this guy wrong. I'm gonna prove this guy wrong.
But have you noticed that there was this whole move where people were like looking at everything that has pizza as well as everything that has like swirly symbols and making the conclusions. And in a way, I think the reputation of pizza has been besmirched.
So they're trying to say
at all. It's just people.
There's people that are trying to say that pizza is the pathway to the alt-right or something.
No, it's the pathway to. Well, it's not the pathway to pedophilia, but it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's supposed to be the symbol, like pizza, like.
Oh, you're talking about.
It's just not. I don't think they can meet that one into existence.
That's eating hot dogs with extra sauce.
Exactly. Yes.
That crap. The Alex Jones stuff. That's a whole other. Like that sort of pizza, I want no part of. I want real pizza.
Well, I mean, two things about this. One, I think if you look long enough anywhere, you're gonna find a conspiracy, and I think people's heads are hardwired to connect dots where there might not be any dots. However, all of those emails that got leaked by WikiLeaks, I'm curious why the president has to fly out from out of town, something like $67,000 worth of pizza and hot dogs, and then everyone having like, oh, hey bro, you left a handkerchief and it's got a stain on it. You want me to pick it up for you? And it's like, hey John, why are you talking about handkerchiefs at your brother 200 times over and over in the course of like a month and a half, and y'all won't shut up about pizza? Like, what's up with... See, so then it's things like that fuel the mind into going like, oh, well, one time Lev on stream was eating pizza, so now he traffics children from the Ukraine. Like, those are the weird connections.
Oh, he hung out with Rebecca Sugar 15 years ago in high school or college? Well, we know what that means.
By the way, we got Leonella. She is here. So, Buff, in your face, Leonella is in the house. I told you she was coming, and she is here. Fact.
All right, everyone take a victory lap. Buff, you got to do some push-ups, all right?
Yeah, I mean,
Come on,
his name is Buff.
Do the stuff.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Well, his name is Buff, so theoretically, he should be able to do a lot of push-ups. He should have a very built-up body.
I don't know
Yeah,
if Lev
I have
would
a
be aware
feeling
of
Buff's
the.
not that buff.
There's
I
a
have a feeling.
WCW wrestler from 20 years ago named Buff Bagwell, and that was his catchphrase: "Is my name's Buff, and I got the stuff." And he'd pull his shirt off and flex his muscles.
I like that.
It was, it's a very easy character to understand. Like he's the pompous, like I love myself. Look how handsome I am. That's an easy character to understand.
Inspiring.
Although it should be pointed out that even if Buff can bang out push-ups on command, Monoxis is in chat, and when we were streaming Resident Evil, he had to do 20 push-ups every time he died, and the dude banged out all them push-ups and went back to video games. All right, so Buff, we got an eye on you. Be careful, dude.
Yeah, you boys have been streaming that on Saturdays, right?
And we have a comment from Madman Muzan who says Brutus the Barber beefcake and shit. So thank you very much for that, Madman. And
hey,
Leonella,
what's up, Madman?
And Leonella, tell us how everything is going in your world, in your virtual reality world. Like, what have you been up to?
I've been working on a lot of NFTs.
Well, okay, well, share some with us then, because I've also been working on a lot of NFTs, but I want to see yours first.
They're kind of like a surprise, so can't really show it right now.
All right, well then you're just teasing. That's fine. You can tease on the stream.
Although in Leona's defense, some people believe it is not proper to discuss work that is not finished yet. So she might just be operating within these parameters.
Okay, yeah, but she mentioned it, so she's kind of like leaving us on the cliffhanger.
Oh, so Leona's all like, hey Lev, I got a secret, and Lev's like, what's the secret? And she's like, I can't tell you.
Exactly.
I do that all the time as well. So.
It was a trap. You set me up for it. You asked the question.
Yeah. What do you think of Lavender Town? By the way, I'm finally at Lavender Town.
It.
Isn't this a nice place?
The curse of the ghost Marowak.
All the dead Pokemon.
Are we meant to be able to hear the music in this or not?
No, you're not. Because only the audience. Only the audience. Oh, fucking.
Lavender Town Pizzagate conspiracy theory. The pizzas are coming straight from Lavender Town. You can't get them fresher from there.
We're not.
All right, here we go.
You just have to.
Buff says she only. Oh, goddamn it, Buff. That's okay. Whatever. Anyway, welcome, Leonella. And for those who don't know, you work in VR. How long have you been working in VR, and what exactly is the latest in virtual reality technology that the good people should know about? What's going on? Because now everybody's inside. I bet a lot of progress has been made in VR.
Well, Facebook came out with a new social platform. I think it's called Social Horizon or something like that. Oculus Quest sold out during the pandemic. I think in terms of like companies that are virtual, specialize in virtual, they kind of got a big surprise awakening of what they're missing and what they still need to work on. Hopefully they got some funding for the pandemic. There's no really new headsets that came out yet, but probably a lot of different projects. I've been in VR since 2017. I got the 5 back then when it came out. I got the Quest 1 and 2. I think last year, as of March, it's been a year since I started my own company, which focuses on creating educational software that's virtual, helps people learn math and science in particular in ways that best describes how they learn. So based on the things that they know, they can teach them math and science, because you can find math and science in anything.
I think that's a really good tool for education. I think, you know, because like we started to see those trends of like laptops and iPads and everything being moved into classrooms and all the kids having them. I think that eventually things will gravitate towards, you know, a virtual classroom via some weird homeschooling type thing.
School can get any fucking worse. Virtual classroom. It's just like,
Yeah,
I think I mean to a degree, I think that's a pretty neat move considering that like take here in New York City, the Board of Education has to compete against like TikTok, the internet, social media, phones, and iPads. So like you're sort of meeting the kid halfway and being like, all right, like now do the long form multiplication on the tablet, you little squirt.
No, I don't agree with that. You're not meeting them halfway at all. It's like meeting them halfway would be
what am I
allowing
doing?
the technology in the schools. You're kind of getting the worst of both worlds. You're kind of like fucking the parents up by keeping the kids at home. And then you're also like, the kid doesn't want to sit there all day. Sure, he's going to think,
Yeah,
oh,
but
yes,
the
at first.
kid
I can play video games all day in school and they can't, it's like, but then they're going
but
to
the
not
kids are gonna
realise
be-
what they're missing.
The kids are going to be sedated and put in a corner where they have their little headset on.
Well, yeah, but again, that's not good. It's not good.
I wonder
nobody
if
said
this
it was.
means. I wonder.
No,
if
sorry,
this
I'm just
means
saying this
that,
other
like,
guy thinks it's good. I don't know.
I didn't necessarily say good. I'm just saying that, like, let's be honest. The average attention span of a child is somewhere between 6 and 9 seconds. Okay, so if the kid, so
Haha, 69.
so on one hand, it's schools having to catch up with the times. Although I'm not saying, but it's a double-edged sword, like technology is among the kindest of servants and cruelest of masters.
Mhm.
My biggest concern is that, like, we didn't, like, prolonged glaring at a screen is gonna eventually, like, do things to people's eyes we still don't know 100%.
Well,
about.
this is why the ultimate revolution would be when they have big e-ink screens. I don't see why people don't do this stuff. It's so easy. Just have an e-ink screen, sit out somewhere like
From
in
a Kindle,
nature.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Kindle,
Yeah, because that
Wait,
screen is not going to cause the same problems. The technology's there. You don't need to see your teacher's, old moldy face, that prominently. Just have them be on the e-ink screen. Problem fucking solved as far as I'm concerned. Leonella, are you with me?
Monitors.
Well, I just think that it's inevitable about how much time they're going to be spending looking at their phones or whatever it is. So you might as well use that to your advantage to.
I don't think it's inevitable though. But then again, I think the main problem is how much time kids are expected to be at school for. Because I feel like there's a lot of
No, it's stupid. A lot of it is superfluous
exactly
office work, and I don't know. I hate school. I hate everything about school. I hate teachers. I hate the whole thing. But I want to say that when it comes to digital schooling, really it should be like homeschool. It should be like homeschool with like competitive teachers who can like be like guides, guiding and helping out the kids on some of these things. And
I tell you what I'd like. I tell you what I'd like. Online school. Have you heard of? iTunes had a thing called iTunes U for a long time, where it was like all these crazy lectures, and the YouTube has a lot of that kind of stuff on there too. Like you can just watch Harvard lectures if you really had a hard on for it.
Khan Academy, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point is it better to just watch those stuff if you really want to learn, and then go read the books and the literature?
Depends how bad the teachers are. It depends.
They're all bad. Most teachers are horrible.
No, I know, but it's
horrible.
Well, I know, but I'm sorry. I'm just thinking in terms of. I went to boxing today. I went to this boxing thing, and it's like I know it's a different kind of teaching, but you kind of need a good teacher. This is why a lot of schools are kind of shit. Unfortunately, you need someone to like. If you really want to learn, just someone go look. You're missing out here. You've not got your stance right. You're not doing this correctly.
Yeah, but that's
few and
far between. That's few and far between. So honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like teachers, Leonella. I know.
No, I don't like teachers either. But I'm saying there's like, if you want a teacher, then it's
I think Leonella. I think your
sometimes.
parents were teachers, and I think they were great teachers. So no offense. Wait, were they teachers? I just want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, they taught music.
There we go. Well, that's not the same. That's like how do I say it? That's like old school Soviet people. It's a different story. I'm talking about Americans here.
Well, I mean, if you don't connect with your teacher, there's a lot of issues that are involved in whether you like your teacher or not. And it might not just be the personality, it might just be whatever's happening in your life at the time. And it's good to have that option of going virtual as a supplement or just an alternative, because I think that the educational system right now just doesn't keep up with tech. And it also doesn't keep up with the different types of ways of learning. So it's mostly just reading and taking tests, right, and listening to lectures, which
Mhm.
doesn't really cover all the basis of how a person can learn.
I'm not sure how prevalent this is across the U.S., but Leona brings a good point in terms of like how drilling these kids into getting good at the SAT, where like if you get a high score at the SAT, that just means you're really good at standardized tests. That isn't like a measure of like intelligence or critical thinking, you know? So up to a point, I think, well, who knows? Either technology is going to help facilitate these things that are like lacking in abundance, or years from now, homeschool children are going to be like 6'10" renegades with like forbidden opinions, roaming the land like a bunch of savages.
Well, that's what happened to me. I was homeschooled, so look at me now.
Yeah, you know, the kind of guys that were homeschooled, like there's a certain like the way that they hang with people is different from somebody that was in public schools versus somebody that was in private schools.
But I was in both private school and homeschool. So I was in Catholic school until until 5th grade, and then I went to homeschool, and I also went to acting school at the same time to Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, and I also did a little bit of ballet. But anyway, that experience,
I could see Lev doing ballet.
Of course
yeah,
you
me
can.
too.
He just seems like a ballet guy.
Yeah, that's I wasn't that bad, but I didn't really want to do it. So the experience, what you're describing right now, is kind of like, rather what I was describing. It's like, oh, motherfucker. Okay, I really thought I had this one in the bag. I should have. Anyway, what?
Not Boner King. He's fire.
Sorry, I mean, I really wanted to level up. I really wanted to level this guy up, and this fucking war turtle just destroyed my.
Pecker lips.
Yep.
Quick attack.
Get
Oh,
old
no,
Pecker
no, no,
lips.
Lev, you should use quick attack.
There was no quick attack. He was done.
Yeah,
No,
I should have used quick attack.
Quick attack's a priority move, so it always hits first.
I know. I was a dumbass.
What
What am I even doing? Why did I bring this guy out? I don't want to know.
There's another one that's also
Chonker,
always
here.
does. Was it
Chonker.
Swift? Was that the one I'm thinking of?
Swift always hits. So it's
Okay,
Swift, the
does
accuracy
Swift
effect.
go first, or does Swift...
No.
Okay, so Swift just
Swift
always
is not
hits.
priority. Yeah, that's
Swift,
it.
It's like a magic missile.
You guys remember the Swift boat veterans for Truth?
Oh yeah, when Kerry and Bush in the 2000. Oh, dude. All right. The 2004 presidential election was wild because I love how the choices were 4 more years of W or Count Chocula. All right, AKA John Kerry. All right, and I remember like that's when I hit a certain point of exhaustion, where for the election, like even like mainstream news were like, so you and Bush were in the same secret society. I married into the Hines family and I'm American royalty. I don't have to answer your questions. Tim Russert from NBC News. He's like, so 322, what does that have to do with Skull and Bones? I'm running for president. Don't ask me that. So then I kind of checked out, but I learned that there are other elections in America outside of the presidential one. You see, local politics is where the magic happens. You don't have to be beholden to the 4-year pay-per-view juggernaut, all right? In fact, I bet you no one here can tell you who sits in the Chamber of Commerce in their corner of town. I can't, you know? But...
Well, I figured...
It's a feller by the name of Afro Pecker Lips.
Oh.
Did you guys see that? I pressed the turbo button, and that's what happened.
Speed it up. You almost died as well.
But one of the reasons why local politics is can be a mess in the first place is because a lot of people run unopposed. Like people who sit on the school board, the person who bangs the gavel in a town hall meeting to tell Charlie and I to shut up and take our masks off. Like these people run unopposed, and like it's easy to lose sight of these things. But anyways, I digress. I had like 7 flashbacks when Lev was like, "Hey, remember the Swift boat veteran Truth?" And man, what a weird part of American history.
That was back during a time when I didn't realize America was a place. That was before I knew of America.
Really?
2004?
Yeah, it's imaginary. We're not real. It's a land of make-believe.
No, my mom's been...
Their points don't matter and nothing else does.
Monoxus chimes in with shout-outs to local politics and all the people that don't know about them. Hey, listen. listen, it's funny because it's true. All right. It should be noted though that local politics, and again, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. It's how certain corners of America legalized gay weed. All right. And they were able to
gay weed.
And they were able to do this because it started off as like a ballot, an initiative, knocking on doors, collecting signatures, and part 2 of Charlie and I being told to shut up and take our masks off in town hall meetings, all right? And, you know, while we're on topic, if you want to see something ridiculous, go to a town hall meeting, start reading the preamble to the Constitution. In 5 minutes or less, 3 people are going to shit their pants, 2 people will start crying, and 1 person is going to call the cops on. All right? I don't know why, it just happened. Right?
What do you mean by gay weed?
Oh,
you have never legalized gay weed?
It's gay marriage and legalized marijuana. But I'm combining it into one. I'm combining it.
I was just thinking it was some weird new thing I didn't understand. Gay marriage weed.
You mean like some?
It's instead of a Venus flytrap, it's a penis flytrap.
Oh.
By the way, we have a couple of comments here in the chat. So, Buff was asking Leonella, Leona, tell us about the math games you're porting to virtual reality.
So I'm working with different math teachers and professors or math professionals. I have a Facebook group called Immersive Math where I collect feedback from people based on like articles that I post about white papers on research on how to create math courses in virtual reality. Everything is still pretty much in training phase, but the idea is creating an AI using machine learning algorithms to figure out individual people's way of learning. So each person is different and what they're comfortable with is different, and figures that out and then teaches them fundamentals at first, but you can actually, the whole point is to learn the fundamentals and then kind of become more specialized, and then eventually you can take all your experience and export it into a resume. I mean, each user has access to all their data. It doesn't get sold to third parties or anything like that. It's just stored in their profiles and they can access it. And you can end up becoming a doctor or a nurse or pretty much anything. Like, there's different forms of it. There's also logic that's involved in what you have to learn in the beginning part of the fundamentals. That's really important in terms of math. I think that I don't want to shit on like education and institutions, but
shit on them.
Oh yeah, let's shit on them. Let me tell you about math.
I feel like everything you're learning is like backwards.
Let me tell you about number munchers, okay?
Man, I remember that thing.
Let me tell you about what edutainment used to be like. Like everybody remembers the Oregon Trail. Like you could actually maybe learn something from that.
Oh yeah, God, that game was hard.
But number munchers isn't really like. What are you going to learn from number munchers?
I don't know. Humiliation?
Yeah. 1 + 1 = 2.
What must that look like? Well, it eats the number. What must that look like in VR? There's guys that are doing VR stuff like the Polybius game. That is just like all that retro graphic stuff. That's the gnarliest stuff I've seen in VR. That and jumping off of a waterfall in Minecraft. I feel like that might be one of the highlights of VR for me. And I made a gal mad at one of the PAXs or E3s or one of those things. Maybe like when VR was first starting to be a thing, they had this roller coaster demo, and I immediately wanted to stand up and look back at my guy as the roller coaster's like taking off with me. And they reacted as though I had done something heinously wrong, because I just said I wanted to see what would happen, and my guy's sitting there with no head on as I'm flying on this roller coaster. It was a lot of fun. I just laughed about it, and she's like, "Oh no, don't stand up, no!" Like she got so mad.
I have VR,
for those who don't remember, by the way, this is what Number Muncher looks like.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Number Muncher.
And you remember all the bad guys in there too? Let's see, there was a couple here that I can bring out. Well, Leonello, this is before your time, so I don't know if you
There we
know
go.
who all these people are. By the way, Charles Kahn, I do have a bone to pick with you. See, I don't like having this stuff in the background. I actually want to put it right in the foreground so people know what exactly we're talking about here. Because I wanna settle this once and for all. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So when it comes to the Garfield thing, you posted a tweet, a very wonderful tweet, with the image of Garfield's various Pokemon, but you did not post the link to the actual stream. My whole thing is people are fucking lazy. They're not going to go like to the post under it and click that. That's my whole thing. And I saw the screenshot you posted with like all the impressions.
I'm like, look
and
at
all
these
that.
numbers. Like you can tell the numbers.
That's for the fucking cat.
Lie.
That's for Garfield. That's for Garfield. Those numbers are literally for that fucking cat because people like Garfield. That's why the numbers are so big. So I'm just saying again. I don't know. Am I alone here? Am I the only?
On Twitter hates a link. If you give it just a straight link, the algorithm hides it. It buries it.
But it doesn't bury it for everyone, otherwise we wouldn't be able to break the rules. Because all of our posts have links, and people share those links, and people go to those links and they find the thing. My whole thing is, yes, people see the Garfield, but they only see the Garfield. They're not going to do anything else. So it's like, if you compare, like, somebody, like, let's say, sure, you could say the algorithm is going to make it less prevalent for people, but at least some people see it. You know what I mean? Like, because the people who see Garfield, I don't know if they're going to click on anything else. That's my only thing. I mean, I could be wrong about this. I don't like burying this stuff. On the inside, I say bring it all out and talk about it. Because when it comes to Twitter and all this stuff, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that out. I feel better now.
If we talk social media theory, if we're really going to start playing this game,
yes.
Like the idea that nobody's retweeting themselves, I lose my mind at that when people go, you retweet yourself. I go, yeah, I want people to see my stuff. I want them to see it because the algorithm devalues stuff that like you have to bump it back up like an old forum thread. Where it used to be you'd have to write bump to bump up an old forum thread, but on Twitter you could just retweet yourself and be like, here, take a look at this. This is the thing I did. And to bump it up in the algorithm is to get it in front of people. And so I showed Lev the raw numbers
for the Garfield picture.
Right.
Again, people are looking at the Garfield picture. It doesn't matter because, like, oh my god, fucking picture. Fuck. It doesn't matter because I'll tell you why. Because all the people who see the Garfield picture, they only see the Garfield picture. They're not going to see anything else. So even if 100,000 people see Garfield, well, that's a different example. If 100,000
yeah, what if I had one go viral that was the Garfield picture?
As an unlicensed attorney in the state of New York, in this informal court that is taking place outside
I feel like I'm on trial here.
Outside the Break the Rules main office, where we're taking a break from betting on cockfights by the railroad tracks while Lev gives Charlie the third degree. I'd like to point out that, number one, I believe Lev and Charlie are coming at this from two different perspectives, as you should, because they're two different people. Lev wants eyes to notice the link and to click on the link.
I think we both want the same thing. I want people to see the link.
However, Monday is a themed day upon which Charlie tweets nothing but the best of Garfield. Okay,
that's true.
So while fulfilling his contractual obligations as being the #1 world-famous meme bastard from West Virginia, he had to incorporate his product placement of Jim Davis' soul living in an orange fat lasagna-eating cat, all right, in conjunction with the Pokemon stream that you had so graciously invited us on. Now, it should be noted that if you don't tell people something like, hey, follow Monoxus on Twitch, or hey, subscribe to 718 TV. If you don't say it, a lot of people won't do it, all right? So
it's not a matter of just saying it. It's a matter of repeating it. You have to keep beating that drum. You can't just say it. You have to say, break the rules. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Invest in Lev. Give him your piggy.
Invest in Lev.
All right, so I believe now that Lev has gotten this off his chest, and rather than going, hey, doesn't this Pokemon look like Barney? And in the back of his head, Charlie, I swear to God.
Yeah, exactly. Why would we have deal heat? That's what I love about Lev. Lev will let you know exactly what he's really feeling, how he's really feeling. Because I'll just send him these screenshots and be like, look at these numbers. Like, there's 101 to 4,000. Like, that's a big difference.
But then, after you sent Lev those pictures, he was angrily doing chin-ups to death metal, going, "Oh, I can't wait till
No. Here. I'll prove to you I'm right, and here's why. Because if I go into that Garfield, that wonderful Garfield post, because I do appreciate it, but then when I go down to the link that I send over here, or even the link that you did below here...
Yeah, I bet you the numbers... Let's look at the numbers on that. That's where we want to look at.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 4 likes, one of which is mine for the one that you did, and the direct link to the stream, for the stream, guess how many likes? 0. None whatsoever. Why? Because people are fucking lazy. They're all gonna see the Garfield. They're gonna love the fuck out of the Garfield. None of them are gonna click on anything below that. They're just gonna move on.
See, mine says total engagement's 22. So that means 22 people clicked on that link. Let's see, there it is, link clicks. 3 people clicked the link.
Wait, hold on. How do you know which link they clicked on here? Does it say, what if they clicked on the picture? How do you know that they clicked on the links in the messages below?
Oh, because I'm on the message below where I linked everything. The one that's got
gotcha.
Everybody. I'm looking at that one. I'm looking
22,
eh? I'm looking at that one. Yeah, that's what it says there.
All right.
Almost 3,000 impressions, 22 total engagements, 9 details expanded. We gotta always expand your details, everybody.
I mean, if you want to be properly like, okay, bang the thing on the drum, you should make one tweet saying, I'm on break... I mean, I'm sure you do this, but like, I'm on break the rules, or just like a direct retweet of break the rules. What is it? Wabbit. You know, the fucking W there.
But again, it's hitting somebody over the head with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to keep beating it out there.
Well, like Monoxus says over here, I hate posting links, but it helps. People need to be told what to do. See, there we go. I think Monoxus is on my side.
Listen, ladies and jerks, Monoxus is often the voice of reason whenever I stream. He's my buddy, my confidant.
You gotta listen to him.
Yeah, he's the serious one.
And listen, for what it's worth, there are, I could count my friends on one hand. Monoxus is one of them. All right. And not just because he's
Am I on
masked,
the other hand, the enemy hand?
and not just because he's fellow masked queen's trash. All right. So, ladies and jerks, you might not like to hear it, but what he's saying is right. A lot of the times, people got to be told what to do. You either tell them once, or you have to yell at them on loop until they get it. And there's almost never middle ground.
I've even done that with tweets. Whenever something starts to go the least little bit viral, always put the tweet in there, the reply, like, hey, some of you guys aren't following me. Get off your lazy asses and follow me. You have to kind of kick them in the ribs and wake people up.
I mean, again, I see things because from your perspective too, because like we do those reverse debate streams. If I were in your position, I'd understand it, because you are expecting this tweet of Garfield to get a lot of views, so you think that, okay, like this gets views, so it could potentially then bring in to the links below all the people. The only thing that I would say there is 22, it doesn't sound bad, but that is just like blind clicks. Like, I wonder how exactly it works in terms of the algorithms. For example, like, let's say we have 16 people watching this now. Now, let's say we had a stream where we got like 45, like usually BTR streams, they get like 40 to 60 people watching it at the same time. When they watch it, I wonder how many people actually clicked on that link. Like, was it 20 or what? I mean,
wonder
was it 60
how many
or was it
people,
like 100?
How many people got the notification from YouTube? Because I always wonder about that. Whenever I see somebody's about to do the live stream thing, it never shows up where it needs to. It's always in the worst, most least convenient place. Like, I just happen to look on the front page of YouTube and it says upcoming stream. I go, why is this buried here? It's 3 paragraphs down, like three lanes down on the right. Like, why are they burying this?
And on top of this, having to tweet it again, like Charlie said, repetition. Like, I don't know the concrete figures, but if it wasn't for Monoxus and I going, hey, we're gonna start streaming. If it wasn't for that, like, I'd like to imagine, like, there's a significant amount of follow-through on that. However, Lev, I have one question. Before I figure out if there is a Russian noose around my neck that you have tied because you're like Listen, buddy, what I like to do when Lev tweets out, hey, we're going to be streaming, these people are going to come, I like to quote tweet it, and I'm like, come on down. We're going to be talking about ancient Greek ruins
but
in
that's
Sicily.
the same thing as not posting the link, because who's going to click through the link?
No, it's not. I'll tell you why it's not. Because when you quote tweet, people see a visual with the link in there. It's already within their vicinity. All they have to do now is just click it again, and then click it. They don't have to scroll down. It's already within their focal vision. You know what I mean? Like, they're already aware that the link is there.
You're safe.
Oh, thank God. All right. Now I could unclench my cornhole.
Yes.
No more making diamonds out of...
The Russian mafia is going to spare you for now.
Yeah, the Russians.
For now.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles are still going to get it, though.
Oh, watch. The Ninja Turtles are going to be approached by, like, 7 dudes with, like, tattoos on their hands. Be careful, dude.
I tell you something I saw another friend of mine do was when she would go live, she actually changes her name on Twitter to live with a little live recording thing. Ooh. I wonder how many more views she gets doing that.
Oh, by the way, we have a Titty Don who says, Lev, I sent you lemon. Thank you so much, Titty Don. I appreciate it. I don't know why it's not showing here. I'm going to actually take a look.
Oh, that's the D-Live thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at Streamlabs right now just to make sure that my Streamlabs thing is sent up here. I mean, you could send another lemon for a test, you know? But, yeah, but let me see.
Make it a lemon party.
Oh! By the way, I do respect, I haven't really watched that show, but I do respect that 30 Rock, they did a reference to Lemon Party. You remember they had this old guy there.
I want to say that would have been a Donald Glover episode, right? Because he wrote for them.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
He actually plays a bum on there. Like, he's like a street guy, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaking that for Hannibal Buress. Maybe he played the street bum.
And Facile Goose.
I could have swore Donald Glover was on there too, as like a bum out in the street that they walked past once, and he's really like, "Yeah, hey, how you doing, guys?"
Yeah, maybe.
Because I know he wrote for them. He parlayed. He wrote a. He was a YouTube guy. Like everybody needs to keep that in mind. Donald Glover, YouTube guy. He was a YouTube guy who got. He wrote a spec script for The Simpsons, and that was how he got into Tina Fey's on her radar. I guess he sent it to her production company too, or just shopped it around. I don't know exactly what he did, but that was his path to writing 30 Rock to now he plays Lando on Star Wars.
Yes, Madman Muzan, Childish Gambino. If memory serves me correctly, Monoxus
biggest
might be able to
YouTuber in the world, right? Like maybe Bieber's bigger. Bieber was a YouTube guy. Like people forget Justin Bieber was a YouTube guy.
Monoxus might be able to help me out, but if I remember correctly, Ninja Sex Party and Childish Gambino were performing at the UCB Theater at the same time. I believe that is how the history of that is before both went on to break big and become famous. Yes. Also, I would like to point out that like Donald Glover's first album, it was lauded, and then he assumed a persona as Childish Gambino, and I found it fascinating how like legit like hood rats and the kind of people you wouldn't want to encounter on the corner of 179th Street and Jamaica Avenue, legit unironically are like, bro, that was the hardest album of all time, and he's like, go away, I'm scared, please.
Yeah.
I saw him live in a Mystery Team. That was another thing that he did back in the
Mystery Team. Yeah, he did his own movie. Him and his buddies. Where they call themselves Derek, right?
Derek Comedy.
Yep.
Derek Comedy,
They're still on YouTube. You can find that old YouTube channel. That's still there.
There's an old sketch of theirs that I like called Bro Rape. Do you remember that?
Bro Rape?
Yeah, it's like for, bros who like to watch Family Guy and listen to, what's his name? Cook, that comedian. What's his name?
Dane Cook?
They like to listen to Dane Cook, watch Family Guy. Bros. Go to Fish
Dane
concerts.
Cook, everybody talks mad shit about Dane Cook. Dane Cook might be one of the most brilliant guys that was doing comedy for a while, simply for the fact that he worked MySpace. MySpace, in its day, that was Dane Cook's platform. He was Mr. MySpace. He would message people. He was glad handing everybody, posting photos with all his fans. Like, it was a whole big thing before anybody else was onto the internet, like was doing live shows. Dane Cook was all over. So you got, whether or not he stole jokes from, I think he was accused of stealing some of Patrice's material, and he stole something from Louis C.K. Like, they had a whole episode in his show about it. Because it's the sort of thing, there's certain stuff that people say that like with the parallel thinking, where everybody has a joke that's very similar, and so you think, because in comedy it's a very big no-no to steal a joke, but it's
like Carlos Mencia.
Well, that's a whole different thing, because he wouldn't just steal a joke. It's one thing to do a joke that's been done 1,000 times before, do somebody's joke and not think about it. It's a whole other thing what that jabroni was doing. He would go up in front of somebody, do their closing bit, which is always supposed to be your strongest comedy, your strongest comedy line. He would do that as part of his act, and then go, all right, everybody, here's Lev. And then Lev goes up with, like, well, what am I going to do for my closing bit now? I have nothing.
Man, that really sucks.
And,
I can't believe people
and
do
that's
that.
why Joe Rogan was ready to light him up on stage.
And it's not only that, but if memory serves me correctly, he was stealing material from other comedians to use on his show, Mind of Mencia. So, like, imagine being a guy who was, like, hammering out, like, like half an hour of, like, solid material. You're getting ready for, like, hopefully a special or something. And, like, a beautiful gem in this crown that you're crafting. Now you're seeing it on Comedy Central, watered down, blurted out by some guy whose first name is Ned, all right? His name isn't even Carlos, he's Ned, all right?
Wasn't he German? He was German, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe. In fact, let's find out.
Yeah, because he wasn't even... like, his whole thing was that he was Spanish culture, and he's a Spanish guy.
And he's all like, I'm Chicano, SA, and it's like, no, your name is Ned Arnel Holness Mencia, and you were born in San Pedro, Honduras. All right, like, you don't get to play that game, jerk.
Wait,
also,
I like how the show's called Mind of Mencia, but nothing in it belongs to him.
Yeah.
Ooh,
In Living Color
blooded.
had some of the same accusations. Maybe, God, what year? That would have been almost 30 years ago. Like, there was that was the rumor, was that they would go to the Comedy Store, and they would just take notes on what people were saying and then go do their show. Like, that was the accusation. I don't know how true that was.
One thing I'd like to point out is what also makes Mencia very detestable is that he wouldn't just steal, like, material. He would steal, like, bits and entire, like, chunks of material, but put his own spin on it. So, like, if he just sounds like a guy from Southeast LA, like, even though it was 97%, the same as Charlie's bit, like, and also, it should be noted, the most egregious joke thief of all time, in my opinion, is Dennis Leary, because he copied and pasted entire minutes, word by word, verbatim of what Bill Hicks used to say. And then he had the nerve to joke about it and be like, because he has an album called, his first album was called No Cure for Cancer, and he was like, well, you know why Bill Hicks isn't famous? It's because there's no cure for cancer. And it's like, you disgusting snake. So,
there's a lot of people that give him a lot of heat too, but it's a very very dicey thing, like the because how much of that, because it, again, I don't think he stole it word for word, did he? Like, it was there's a lot of the same premises where it's like, here's angry guy who's pissed off at the world, smoking. A lot of the, there's a lot of comedians that'll do the Dave Attell thing. Like, they'll start copying that cadence, and they'll start to sound like Dave. You know how he'll do stuff, and then he's talking about
he'll have a pedantic way of listing out details in a joke. Yeah, right.
Let me tell you about the sea captain. He wrote the. His legacy is going to be the sea captain on The Simpsons. That's his character.
Man. Well, also the as a madman Musin says, Leary is the fucking Sabretooth in Ice Age.
That's true. Well, here's the thing. Like, his whole push. Like, okay, he stole.
Again, I should have
Now, granted, Charlie has a good point. You know, guy wearing all black. He has strong, surly opinions about the war and red meat and smoking and right. But like, but you see, like he kind of took that material and dumbed it down so people watching MTV could be like, haha, funny men in all black talk fast and loud.
Oh, for
funny.
sure. He made it palatable in a way that Bill Hicks was just Bill Hicks. He didn't give a shit.
Right.
And,
That was the beauty of Bill Hicks. Could you imagine what a Bill Hicks podcast would sound like today?
Infowars.
Oh, good lord.
Hey, we finally made the joke where anytime Bill Hicks comes up, you have to mention Alex Jones.
Well, they are the same guy.
By the way, Leonella, what is your favorite comedian or group of comedians? Hey, Kyle, by the way. Shout out to Kyle.
It's hard to say. I mean, I really like Impractical Jokers.
I heard that they have
what those fellas are up to.
They have the cruise, the Impractical Jokers cruise, and Tim Dillon always talks about how like the
Imagine the pranks
large
they get into on that cruise. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's less about the pranks and more about like just the mobbing of these poor Impractical Jokers by all these American fans of theirs. You know, all these tourists.
Because I know a gal who wanted to go on, they had a Walking Dead cruise. She had actually bought the tickets, and then something fell through, she didn't get to go. And my whole thought was, why do you want to go on the Walking Dead cruise? And without missing a beat, she said, oh, I want to bang, who's the redneck guy on there that rides a motorcycle?
Norman Reedus?
She wanted to bang Norman Reedus. That was her whole goal. She was ready to lay it on him.
FYI, let it be known, Norman Reedus speaks a pretty good, well, I mean, I don't know, intelligence absent might have to chime in on this. He was in Boondock Saints, so I'm curious if Norman Reedus's Irish accent was accurate or not.
Wait, was he also in that Kojima game, Death Stranding?
Yes,
Yeah,
he was.
that's him, yeah.
Yeah.
You would also remember him from Mick Garris' Masters of Horrors. He was on the episode that John Carpenter directed, Cigarette Burns, all about the aesthetic of violence and the old-timey cigarette burns on movie reels. See, when movies, they would have what's called a cigarette burn at the top right of the screen. You see this big circle show up. That's a signal to the projectionist to change the reels. And so you'd have to splice them together sometimes to get that to match up to it, because that was the signal to switch over.
Oh, I like this comment from Facile Goose, who says Reedus and the Fancy Fetus.
Yeah, that's that game in a nutshell. I've never seen Boondock Saints, but I thought it was the Boondocks, like that black show.
You thought he was on the Boondocks?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that's what I was getting confused on. I've seen the Boondock Saints.
Let me tell you something about these people. Oh, I have a lot of thoughts about them. Don't you worry, brother.
Charlie Kahn, straight out of Cork County itself.
Yeah.
By the way, intelligence absence, was that a good accent? Was that a good Irish accent?
Oh, wonderful.
Let's see, there we go. We got the improvement.
It really
I've always wanted to have
Irish accent.
I've always wanted to have a stream of people doing the other person's. So like intelligence absent would probably have to do like John Wayne or Southern impersonations.
Yeah,
While Charlie's
do a
all like
Southern
toy, and then intelligence is like, well now Pilgrim, we're making fun of corn syrup plant. Pilgrim, I'm gonna get on my ATV and shoot this shotgun at a hurricane. Pilgrim. While Charlie's all
how do you do a Southern accent?
Just talk
Listen
like
to
me,
Charlie.
Just talk like me, brother.
Yeah, brother. Hey, it's me. I'm Charlie. Charlie Cox. Hey, guys.
Like that. There you go.
Yeah, just do that voice. And then you just start talking about your sister who's covered in mold. And then we called her Moley. And then she found Jesus, so he called her Holy
Moly.
Get her done. Yeah. That guy makes
I've heard
almost
Larry
$40
the
million
Cable
a
Guy.
year.
Larry
doing
the
Get Her
Cable
Done.
Guy.
Yeah.
Get
Not
her
a
done.
Southerner at all.
He's from
Oh,
North
so
Carolina.
he's a carpetbagger, is he?
He's like, if you watch him, there's stand-up of him from like the 80s doing the, well, hi everybody. You ever just get on the airplane and eat the food?
way.
He's doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That, the 80s comedian. And it's beautiful to see, because I love seeing people, seeing the journey that people go on to get where they're at. Like I told somebody the other day, my man Samito, if you know anything about me, Samito Media. I told him he posted about how his meteoric rise after 2 years of doing YouTube. It's like, I haven't been doing YouTube for 2 years. Like he posted a clip of him doing stand-up from 9 years ago and some stuff he had done like 10 years ago. Like he'd been around for a long time doing stuff. And I just wrote back, like, yeah, it's the same thing. Like it's only in the last like year and a half things have started to work. Like,
what the hell is Nebraska?
Nebraska's towards the middle of the country.
Buff has a comment. He says, as a kid, the only comedy shows that got translated were Chappelle Show,
What must Chappelle Show sound like to
WKUK,
WKRP in Cincinnati,
and Kenny versus Spenny. So Kenny versus Spenny,
it had a Canadian show, right?
Yeah, it is, and it had an episode I remember where they tried seducing the other's moms, and that was a very awkward
pretty good.
one.
That's pretty good.
I remember the Kenny versus Spenny episode. I think it was the who can keep a squid on their head the longest episode. And if memory serves you correctly, I forget who's the one that always cheats. If it was Kenny or Spenny, but he spiked the other dude's orange juice with LSD.
Sure.
And everything just went south from there. And it's not until it's not until the credits where like it turns out, oh no, that was revenge for like he was getting him back. Where like he did the same thing to him in a field trip when they were in high school, like so many years ago, and he had just been sitting on it and waiting on it for an opportunity for like, okay, time to dose you with LSD against.
Oh,
your,
that's
consent.
fair. That's
like,
fair then.
For like and just lose 12 hours of your life in a psychedelic hellscape. But no, I'm curious as to what excuse my language, but Buff, where are you broadcasting from? Because I'm trying to visualize if it's like Chappelle Show in like German, French.
No, Russian. He's Russian.
Russian.
So how does, because that show has so much stuff that was very specific to the time and place. Like the first sketch in the show, he's in that car dancing with the girl. Days go by and still I think of you. Like that joke only works if you've seen that commercial, right? I mean, and then he does he's got the goofy white girl in the car with him dancing, and then he drops her off and then picks up a pretty black girl, and then the joke was that as she was dancing, there was a blooper where she had a mishap with her top, and he claimed that I did that stuff with my mind. That was the Jedi mind trick right there. I willed that titty into existence. See, that part I can understand translating, but the car commercial with the days go by and still I think
right, like all
because that was all over the place. This Scary Movie 2 has a joke like that is so specific to the time and place. Where they're shooting, there's like a basketball commercial for shoes or something where everybody's dribbling. They do that in Scary Movie 2, and it feels so like, what is this? This doesn't even make any sense anymore but the year that it came out, that commercial was everywhere. And and that was in a time when everybody watched commercials. Now you talk about a commercial, it's like, what are you talking about? I've never seen this commercial. What is it?
It kind of reminds me of when, like, I forget if it was Epic Movie, it might have been, where, like, they were referencing stuff from trailers and movies that haven't even came out yet. Like, it was so dated, it was painful.
Oof.
But I'm curious, like all the idiosyncrasies of a TV show like Chappelle Show, I'm curious how that would translate to, like, Russian. You know, because obviously some things will be lost in translation. Like the
Dateline. Like, there's a whole episode all about Dateline, where it's this biography about warring gang factions. There was like the Pigeon Guy. I just don't see Pigeon Guy. That sketch getting over in Russian. What is this Pigeon Guy? I do not understand, comrade.
What is obsession with pigeons? I do not understand.
This conversation is too old for me.
All right, let's take it all the way back to the G.I. Joes. Sergeant Slaughter.
No.
All right, so Snake Eyes was a ninja, but he didn't talk, and he had a dog. And
Let's go back even further. All right, so there's Adam, and then there's this gal named Eve.
Oh, that's my name.
Now, once upon a time, Roosevelt Franklin is known as the Forgotten Muppet. You see, in the 1970s,
All right, you see, before the
Like
world,
when
there
you
was a
whip
big
stuff
bang.
off the dome.
Ooh.
Guys, I have a question. It turns out that a gentleman named Titty Don sent me lemons, and he sent me 182 lemons.
Woo!
I mean,
Hey.
that is... How much is that? Like, I'm not even sure what that is.
$2? Is that $200?
Ooh, Titty Don, thank you
I
so
love
much.
Titty
Thank
Don.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Titty Don.
He is the
When
Don of the titty.
When
Yes,
Teddy
he
Dawn
is.
gives you lemons.
Yeah, when the Don gives you lemons. I
There you
come to
go.
you today with these lemons. The day of my daughter's wedding.
Hold on, I think we're just about to... I mean, I'll just destroy them right now with Charmeleon.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a
Yeah.
problem. I mean, this is so simple.
Yeah,
Here.
you're gonna breeze through it.
Yeah. This is not a problem at all. Oh, here, Buff says, by the way, Buff, you should come on the stream. You've never come on the stream before. Why don't you come on the stream, my friend, okay? I'll send you a link. Just DM me on Twitter, make a fake Twitter account, whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, Buff says, most of the stuff is self-explanatory or gets another translation. Blind KKK guy, GTA, fuck yo couch.
The darkness, Chalamefe. Oh man, I see. Like having to translate that to another language in hopes of the audience getting it. That must be so difficult.
Yeah, what do you say? Because there was just a whole documentary about Phil Rosenthal. He goes to Russia to try to...
the nanny.
It was Everybody Loves Raymond.
No, he did Everybody Loves Raymond, but then The Nanny, that was the show that he tried to get
trying
the
to do The
Russian version
Nanny?
of. Yeah.
Because I know, because the documentary I watched, he was trying to do Everybody Loves Raymond, and the episode was they go out on vacation. They come
Oh, really?
Home,
Oh, you're right. Shit, sorry. They
come home
did The
from
Nanny already.
vacation. Yeah,
Yeah.
they come home from vacation, and they didn't want to unpack the bag. Like, Raymond set it upstairs, like in this hallway, and they had to keep walking past this damn luggage. And it's like, I'm not doing the luggage. Oh, you're going to do the luggage, Raymond. It's one of those gags where, you know, anybody who's married understands that very clearly. Like, anybody that's lived it, had a I can't get the word, cohabitated, understands what that looks like.
Yeah.
Has had that argument of the, I'm not doing it, well, I'm not doing it. The immovable object meets the unstoppable force.
Hello, João Antonio Cavalcani.
Just call him
Nagila,
Sepultura, right? Just call him Sepultura. He's from the land of Vale Tudo fighting, and where once a year they have to sacrifice a virgin maiden to Sambazilla, right?
Yeah, well, Vale Tudo, they don't mess around with that stuff.
Whatever it takes to keep the volcano gods from destroying the world.
Whatever.
If it takes a virgin every once in a while.
Whatever it takes
we
to
are
keep
lighting up these these jabronis here. With the fire.
whatever it takes to keep the statue of Jesus on the dashboard of the world from animating to life and ending Brazil as we know it. All right.
Aren't they? Who's building the bigger Jesus statue?
Probably Texas.
I just read that. There's I could have
there's
swore
a
it was.
new Jesus statue. I heard about that as well.
I could have swore it was somewhere down south. That's somewhere in Latin America. They were building a copy of the Rio thing, but they were going to build it even bigger, a 10-foot taller statue.
Leona isn't here. Everyone talks smack about Leona. Leona smells.
Yeah,
No
Leona
way.
smokes cigars and reeks of elderberry.
Oh, it's also Brazil.
Leona
Also Brazil.
Brazil
takes a
is
penny,
big.
but doesn't
Jesus!
Did someone say cigars?
hide the drugs.
Only if they're Romeo and Juliet's. They have to be from Cuba. I don't want that fake shit.
I said Leona smokes cigars and smells of elderberries.
Yeah, I was gonna start going off on a tangent, like how you take a penny but never leave a penny, or how you do things like go to Home Depot and take something off the wall and be like, "Hey, I'm returning this chainsaw," and they're like, "Where's the receipt, lady?" "Oh, the receipt's in my car. I'll go get it." And then you walk out with the chainsaw. We were about to go off on a tirade like this, but now you return. So now we have to ask. Now we have to ask some civilized questions, like are there any sketches in Impractical Jokers that stand out to you? Because
Well,
really,
I
like,
really like the new show. What is it called? Misery Index.
Oh,
That one's
So
really
what
good.
is what is the misery index? Is that like boiling points for the MTV, the aged MTV people like myself, who they're like, because the premise of that was they would have something that was infuriating, and whoever could last the longest without losing their temper, reaching a boiling point, they would get money.
Oh, I've never heard about that one. Misery
Yeah, that-
Index is like a game show where there's like two new people every game, and then like there's the Impractical Jokers that take both sides of the other two people, and they have to compete against each other about who is the closest to figuring out how miserable a certain event is that's portrayed to them from a scale of, I think, 1 to 100. And then they're compared to like actual like professional shrinks. And then if they come to the closest range, then they win. And then they show them like really like messed up videos.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna.
Interesting.
Impractical Jokers.
And I just put out the link with the tweet.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I feel like such a giant dick and balls for constantly mentioning that thing.
Yeah, you're my brother. I understand. I know you're not you're not attacking me with heat. Like I there's no heat from me either, brother. Like we're brothers. Brothers
yeah,
from other
my whole
mothers.
thing, like I always want to kind of like ring the sponge as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like
I want to ring the bell. I want to ring the bell as constantly as possible.
Oh wait, speaking of ringing the bell, I never bring up the fucking bell, guys. Make sure you press that bell button so that the bell is rung, okay? I completely forget about the bell all the time, which is stupid of me. Don't forget to click.
Does D Live have something like that, or does it just tell people when people they're subscribed to?
Or does it just work?
Or does it just work? Because YouTube is so stupid. Stupid. I'll
Hey,
just,
take it
I'll just
back.
turn it to Dave Ramsey. Stupid. Stupid.
YouTube has feelings. Stop it,
Oh,
Charlie.
YouTube can suck one. YouTube is
Should I evolve Pikachu into Raichu right now? Because I can get the
oh, we
Thunderstone
can,
here.
yeah, we're in this is the mall.
Yeah, this is the Mart
Yeah.
Mart Mall.
I say, let's be like those guys in that show, and I'm gonna turn into the one who goes, evolve that Pikachu. the three guys that all had
Oh, wait, by the way,
hair.
Titty Don sent another lemon. I have now a total of 1.18 lemons. 18,000 lemons.
Jeez
Wait.
Louise.
All
What
right.
the fuck is going on? Titty
did
Don, who are you?
this guy
Do you want to
rob,
go
like,
on
a-
the stream?
did
You
this
want to
guy
come on
rob-
the stream right now? Because I can send you a link. I mean, DM me on Twitter at Lefpo and come on the stream, man. I mean,
No,
Dude,
listen,
thank
Lev,
you.
Lev, give him 2 minutes. He just stole a fruit truck, and he's got to park it somewhere, and then the 4 blinking GTA stars have to go away, and then he has to get to a safe house. Then he has to save his game just in case he dies on the stream, and he doesn't want to have to reload all over again and steal another fruit truck, and then ass out because it's full of papayas and bananas, and not lemons this time.
Those
Although-
stars aren't gonna go away unless you paint that truck.
wait. Okay, so okay.
Yay!
So 1 lemon is $0.012.
All right,
So,
so that's-
let's see.
Would that be
Let's-
20
like
bucks,
15
or would that be
15
Times 1,200.
About 14.
$14. That's
Yeah.
wow. That
Yeah.
is great. Thank you.
That's pretty
Thank you
good,
so
brother.
much. I have
Atta
no
boy.
idea.
Atta
Lev
boy,
posted a-
Lemon Don.
Titty Don just says it's just lemons. No, it's not just lemons. It comes from the heart. By the way, we have another guest who's coming in right now. This is a complete surprise, and I just want to tell you a
Yeah.
little bit of a backstory here.
Surprise.
Okay, hold on. And also, I'm gonna ask him. Can you also?
Is it gonna be like that
Please
the guy from
retweet
Dexter, where he just comes
your-
in surprise, motherfuckers?
People?
Is it going to be buff?
No, it's not gonna be Buff. It's gonna be somebody else. I think you're
Come
gonna like
on,
this
Hulk
guy.
Hogan, come on,
I mean,
Hulk
actually-
Hogan.
Is it going to be
actually-
Leona's evil twin who has black hair?
Yeah, evil Leona.
How do you know I'm not the evil one?
Oh
you have blonde hair.
Because you got blonde hair. We've seen cowboy movies. We know how this works.
Yes, exactly.
I knew I'd
Okay.
get a pop out of Leona eventually.
So one day, something just triggered inside me that I wanted to write down. Like I wanted to do a search for the name Chanticleer. There's no reason for me to do this. I just thought, you know what? I remember Chanticleer. You remember like that rooster from Canterbury
Yeah,
Tales.
that's,
So I decided, you know what? Chanticleer. It sounds interesting, like iPod, like iMac. Chanticleer. turns out that this guy, iChanticleer, he was very active in the same circles that Geo was in. And, I think he's like, I don't know if he's a trad cath or not, but he's like, let's see, I think he's from Portugal, actually.
We were just talking about Portuguese earlier.
Yeah, let's see.
Right.
Although he has, like, the flag of Vatican City on... No, not Portugal, no. But we were also talking about this. He's from Brazil.
Oh.
So iChanticleer is from Brazil. I sent him a link.
We find out that he played Street Fighter on the Kailera client, whatever it was, 15 years ago through MAME. That's going to be the weirdest thing in the world. Be like, oh my god, he's from the same circles I was in?
Although
there's a thing from MAME. It was called Kailera, something like that, where you could play online, like arcade games. And so we would play Street Fighter, and we'd have 30, 40 people playing at once, just one after another on. And I want to say this would have been early DSL, like late dial-up days. So it was not quite the good internet that we have now.
I mean, this is all good stuff here, but
you were able to play with people from Portugal?
Yeah.
Dude,
when
the language barrier doesn't exist in Street Fighter. Everybody knows Street Fighter.
Everyone knows flying roundhouse, ducking roundhouse.
Yeah.
When I had an Xbox 360, when I was about 7 years old.
You gotta speak closer to the mic.
Yeah, you gotta choke up on yours, man.
Hello.
Scream at the top of your lungs.
There he is.
I can't. My mother's sleeping.
Oh, my bad, dude.
Yeah, in Ireland it's like 10 o'clock.
No, dude, it's 1 a.m.
All right, it's like 1 o'clock in Ireland.
I'm running on caffeinated wine.
Whoa.
So.
Caffeinated wine?
I don't even know how you're doing this right now.
He's on Thunderhooch.
I forgot that we named our Bellsprout
Buckfast.
Cypress Hill. That's pretty good.
By the way, speaking of Thunderhooch, here we go. No more Pikachu.
Yes.
No more Pikachu. Here we go.
Let my Pokemon grow. Chonker is evolving into
Moment
Tonka.
of silence.
Beano-nino. Wow, dude.
That is-
What a
Now we've
fat
got a
August.
fatter Chonker.
Yeah.
Now it evolved from Chonker to, whoa, dude, is your blood type Ragu? Yeesh.
Now let me also get some I don't know, HP up, Carbos. I don't know if we need any of this
Have
stuff
you guys played with the HoloLens any?
HoloLens?
I did one time, but Leona, I think you played with the HoloLens a lot.
The
I think-
HoloLens 2 is pretty nice. The hand tracking's pretty good.
One of the coolest things I saw was a guy with the HoloLens. He was playing Pokemon, had it projected up on the screen in AR. I thought, and it was gigantic. Oh, it was great. Like the whole wall.
You were talking about AR, one of those streams.
Right. Well, it's VR and AR kind of combined together into like this weird thing, and I don't know what the commercial product's going to end up looking like, because nothing I've seen has been as cool as that E3 demo they showed, which was.
I remember you saying AR is the future.
Yeah, AR is definitely the future. VR is not the future. AR is. AR, but it's sort of like a hybrid of AR and VR, because I feel like right now we're at a point where VR is you have to put the goggles on and you see a virtual world. AR is you put the goggles on and you see shit start popping up in the real world, which is a whole other thing. And I feel like the interesting applications of that stuff is like there are almost like the old BattleTech centers. I've heard of places that had green screens inside like a warehouse where you would go in, and so there's like a virtual world that's projected out on everything, but it's augmented reality, so there's actually stuff in the world to interact with, like that's really physically there.
Yeah. Things
let me
like
see what these TMs are. By the way, guys, we have iChanticleer. Finally, we have iChanticleer here.
All right.
And also, by the way, Charles, I forgot to put your thing as well, your contact info on Twitter.
I'm the masked bastard.
Yes, let me do that right now, real fast.
Everybody knows masked bastard.
iChanticleer, bienvenido. ¿Cómo está, caballero? Yo me entiendo que usted no habla español. Usted está hablando portugués. Pero...
Sim.
Hablastes.
Mi amigo.
Yeah.
Mi amo es
tentei-
Carlos. Carlos Khan.
Eu tento aprender portugués. Mas my first language is English. And I normally go by chant and voice chat. So
I feel like my first
okay.
language is humor. Like I feel like I'm like I feel like I was farting before I was talking.
You learned to laugh first.
I have, by the way, I wrote this to you on Twitter, I Chanticleer, and I said this a bit earlier on today, but I want to say it again. Something just hit me. I decided to write down and search for the word I Chanticleer for no reason at all, and then you popped up, and look, like we have all these people in common, so it's nice
there
to
are a lot of mutuals. I hadn't heard of you previously either. I saw the video you did, I think it was a couple weeks ago now, with Geo. I know Geo.
Yes, Geo's the best.
Mutuals
He was here
with him.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was he? Okay. He's a good guy.
He's on pretty much all the streams that we have.
Like Geo's a lot of fun.
He's my brother.
Geo's
And how did you discover Geo originally?
I don't remember. I think I just kind of hung in some of the same crowds with him online, and we have a lot of mutuals in common.
So you're living in Brazil right now, but you're... can you tell me a little bit of the backstory of I Chanticleer? Let's start with that first.
Yeah, sure. So I actually am not living in Brazil. I live in the States.
Okay.
But I am learning Portuguese because there are a lot of really interesting Brazilian accounts on Twitter, and I guess I realized like, oh, I've got all these really great mutuals, and you can interact with them in Portuguese, and it's a really good way to learn a language online. I guess, you know, with the pandemic going on and not much else going on, I have time to spare. So yeah, I've been working on that. I was actually when I was started chatting with you, Lev, I was watching a TV show, a Brazilian TV show. So
is that how you pick it up, the language?
That's one of the ways. I talk with people on Twitter, but also voice chatting, video chatting with people from Brazil. So yeah, there's a lot of like it's amazing how easy it is to learn with, you know, basically for free online a language these days. Because
the thing of it is you can't beat somebody who's motivated to do something. If you want to learn a language, brother, you'll find the time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to quote Rodney Dangerfield when he was on The Simpsons, I'm so lazy, I took lessons on how to play the piano. Like, if it really means that much to you, like, you know,
You'll do it. You'll
right,
figure it out.
right.
Well, I mean, the other thing is it opens up so much. I think that's, for me, I'm probably still pretty early on in the like excitement phase of like, wow, this is like a huge country. I think it's got like the 5th largest population of all world countries, and went through basically my whole life not really thinking about Brazil at all. But it's very interesting culture, and the people are extremely friendly. I think
we were talking about Brazil earlier, so we were.
Yeah. Just earlier.
Yeah, I was a big Street Fighter guy. Like, we played Darkstalkers and Street Fighter and all these old arcade games online. And there was a huge amount of dudes from Brazil who were just super into it. And some of them could really roll on some Street Fighter. Like, you know, I dabble. I feel like my Zangief is pretty limited. Like, I do okay. But some of those dudes could pull off some very nasty maneuvers. They took it very seriously too. Like, they were great. I think back on my teenage years of internet youth of playing arcade games, because you know, much like what Lev's doing with Pokemon here, you can just play just about anything you really want to on a computer, and the novelty of the arcade games on the computer has still not quite worn off. Like, being able to just play it at home on TV and playing it online with people around the world, like that still feels like, you know, I remember the cable guy saying that. Like, he was talking about playing Mortal Kombat with your friend in Vietnam.
Yeah,
and we've done that now. Like it's never, like, I got a friend in Malaysia, like, he's close enough. Play Mortal Kombat with him. Like, it just doesn't feel real.
It is really pretty interesting how amazing connection you can make with other people through stuff like that. I don't play video games as much anymore. The last console, I guess I have a Switch, but I don't use it a ton. The last console I had was a PS3.
Oh, so quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
PS3's. There's a crazy thing going on with PS3 now. Their online stuff shutting off in July. So anybody out there that's got a bunch of online purchases, maybe download all that stuff while you can.
It's good to know.
Yeah,
So why are you called Chanticleer?
Yes. Okay. So I was looking for a nom to Twitter, and I read. There's a really good children's book by, I think it had one of those, maybe the Newbery Medal, Chanticleer. I think the name of it is just Chanticleer.
Well, Chanticleer is originally from Chaucer's Canterbury Tales.
It is, yes.
It's also the name
I
of
love the Canterbury Tales.
It's also the Elvis voiced rooster in Rockadoodle from
yeah.
What's his name? Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I started off with my first avatar on Twitter was from this. I think it was Barbara Cooney wrote this book, which was an adaptation of Chaucer. And I love Chaucer. He's one of my favorite authors. And I guess I just kind of picked it out of the blue. I mean, I do love Chaucer, and
I'll always remember Chaucer from A Knight's Tale. He's the naked guy that would hype up Heath Ledger's character.
Yep.
I think that was a
same
fun
actor
portrayal.
Played Jarvis.
Yeah, he's the Vision now, and he's been in a lot of good stuff. Like that guy, and he wins at life. He married somebody. Who was it he married? I can't remember now. But he had married some like top tier gal. You're like, oh well, he wins. He wins at life. Like he's like this guy wins.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun movie. It wasn't very accurate to the actual. I don't think it follows The Knight's Tale at all.
Oh, I don't think it was accurate at all. I think it was I don't think they were singing clean back in the olden days.
Yeah, I think The Knight's Tale is the one where there's two cousins who are fighting for the affection of one woman.
Oh golly, it's been so long since I've skimmed the Canterbury Tales.
I like the word golly. That one was used in Airplane. You remember when the two black dudes were speaking jive?
Oh yeah.
Remember? And they said,
does anyone here speak jive? I speak a little jive.
Yeah, that was Beaver Cleaver's mother, by the way, who did that thing.
Beaver's mother.
But I love how in their translation it said, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And then the other guy said golly, and that was like a translation saying shit.
Yeah.
And the way it is, like, shit would be like the jive version of golly.
I'm surprised how well that scene, and not just that scene, like Airplane has aged like a fine wine. And we were discussing shows getting translated into other languages earlier. Something like Airplane, I wonder how well that would hold up because Chant earlier, Buff was saying how in Russia he got to watch like Chappelle's show. And
not to
like
interrupt,
that.
but I figured out who Paul Bettany's married to. It was Jennifer Connelly.
Really?
Married to Jennifer Connelly, who you'll remember from The Labyrinth and all those other like 80s movies.
Ah.
Yeah, he wins at life. Wins at life.
Detective Khan is on the case. Interpol ain't got shit on it.
Yeah, I just had to know. I had to look that up.
But Chant, I'm curious. Have you picked up any Portuguese watching like either movies with Portuguese dubbing or subtitles, or because like like if you don't speak Spanish, you watch Telemundo long enough, you're gonna at least learn 1,000 words. All right, like and meaningful Spanish, not like when you learn a language, you learn like drugs and body parts and curse words immediately, then you fill out everything else. Don't I'm curious if you picked up any Portuguese that way.
Well, been pretty early on, but yeah, I definitely would say so. I am been working from home this whole time, and when it's just me and the computer, I sit here and I put on something in the background. And since I started learning Portuguese, I'll just put something on in the background that's Portuguese. So I actually signed up for, like, I guess it'd be the equivalent of one of our big TV channels, like their streaming service today. And I was watching Brazilian news first, which I was telling some people earlier. It was like, you know, the nice thing about this is I don't understand it all, so it's not as depressing as like watching the news in English, because, you know, I'm not like actually following every bit of it. It's like, oh, I'm getting the highlights. But
I heard that in Mexican news they have hot weather girls. Is it the same thing in Brazilian news?
The weather girl was pretty cute.
I think that's a thing all over Latin America, though. Like running themes in Latin America is how like almost every country has like a Sábado Gigante, or like a variety show hour at some point in the week, and all the women that present the weather are just like ridiculously good looking. Although I'm curious, Chan, do you watch Vale Tudo fights at all or no?
No. Is that does that feed into UFC?
Well, kinda, sorta. Like Vale Tudo is it's Portuguese for anything goes, which like you know how in the early days of MMA the only rules were no biting, no eye gouging, and everything else was allowed. Well, Vale Tudo still follows those rules, which is why, like, you know, Brazil has churned out so many like great fighters in all these fighting leagues. And in fact, outside, this is true. Hell,
well, 1 second, by the way. Look at this face of Ivysaur. Look at his expression. Look at that smug.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call it.
It's like he's got malice in his look.
It's like
when do you fight Ivysaur?
He's like that dog.
Your rival takes the opposite Pokemon.
He's like that dog in The Simpsons
with the shifty eyes.
Yes. He's got that look he's up to
This is not the rival fight. This is a gym battle.
Yeah, look at this. I'm not even gonna heal this guy. Like, I'm just gonna go right for it. And I'm getting all the trainers first because I want to level up the Charmeleon now. Yeah. I want to level up Boner King. Spoony of Salty says it's funny you have a Pokemon named Boner King, Lev, because that's what everyone calls me.
Nice.
Hey, Spoony's got a lemon in your pocket.
There's certain stuff that just enters into my mind. Boner King seemed to be the perfect name for our Charmander for this stream. He's our guy.
Look, see, she has a whip. They don't do that anymore, but back then, you know, they...
Nobody would have a whip for their Pokemon? I'll teach you to disobey your Pokemon.
Yeah, I like that she's called Cool Trainer.
Yeah, it's cool to abuse your Pokemon.
Yeah,
of course.
That's what the cool kids do.
It's cool to use negative reinforcement and violence to teach your Pokemon not to piss on the kitchen floor.
This is true. This is nice.
Although the other Pokemon are committing violence against the other Pokemon, so there's violence regardless. I mean, this whole thing is violence.
They just faint, you know? They're not getting, like, knocked out.
They're getting burned, they're getting frozen, they're getting poisoned. I mean, poisoned.
They're getting more blunt trauma than every jabroni on planet Earth ever faced every week.
Exactly. This is like, you know Joey Diaz, right?
Yes.
So Joey Diaz, in this one episode, which you can still look up, with, what's his name, Greg Fitzsimmons.
Bad flavor.
Yes, this is like an early episode, and Joey talks about what he would do to somebody who, like, completely fucked him or his family. Like, you know, somebody who, like, would've... If somebody were to molest his kids or just do something horrible to him, like how he would get revenge on this guy. And he just goes through the whole process, like he would scout them out, he would find them, like knock them unconscious, bring them to a room, tie them up, and then he would, like, what would he do first? Well, he would, like, throw rocks at them, then he would eat a sandwich in front of them just to annoy them, then he would beat them up, and he would apply an IV drip. Like, he would put an IV so that they'd be kept alive while he's beating them up. And the way I think
worry
it's...
about people who have thought about this too much.
Yeah, and Joey Diaz, just to remind everybody, he had a kidnapping charge.
Yeah,
which,
kidnapped Kent Vela.
He kidnapped somebody, which, kidnapping is you move somebody from one room to another against your will.
Yeah.
So he did quite
with
a bit
a machine
of time.
gun. He did
Yeah,
that
he had
with
a machine gun. Did quite a bit of time in the joint. I wonder if people have reanalyzed his Nancy Snorbush story, where he's supposed to have broke into her house.
Oh god, that's horrible.
Like the Nancy Snorbush, yeah.
No, it's not Nancy, it's Lucy Snorbush.
Lucy Snorbush. Oh, excuse me. Lucy Snorbush. What he did to her in the the years since with Me Too and all this stuff. It's like that story's ageless. I don't want to repeat it and get Joey in trouble, but
well, how old was he when he did that?
I was 14, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I climbed up the fire escape, climbed in a room, and right there it was. It's like, oh god.
No, but that torture story, it doesn't end there. Then he says that then he's gonna go into Iceman mode, which means that he's gonna start like applying little paper cuts to the to the person's entire body, and then he would get some kosher salt and just rub the entire body with the kosher salt.
However,
salt.
It should be noted. Salt. It should be noted. Hey, he's got to stick it to the Gentiles, my friend.
Hey.
Listen, it should be noted that I remember on the.
Yeah, they'll melt.
I think that's assault.
If I remember, he's mentioned on more than one occasion on his podcast, the Church of What's Happening Now. I don't know if it's still up or not.
No, now he has a new one called Joey's Joint. But he used to have Lee Sayat, who I met one time, and Lee's great. I fucking love Lee. He's called the Flying Jew on that show.
I would like to imagine that you met him and you immediately got a contact high for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, Joey seems like the kind of guy like the stories that he would tell to Lee, but Lee would tell of him, like, oh yeah, he gave me some banana bread. And
bye, Spoonie. Thank you so much for coming in.
Suddenly, he's on another planet.
Oh yeah.
He used to dose Lee. He used to give Lee like what looked like a like a 200 milligram, which was actually like 1,000 milligram
the
edible.
Star of Death. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
he used to like wrap them in the cover of a lighter dose in order to trick Lee. Lee thought he was getting,
I love how the general rule of thumb is if Joey Diaz offers you banana bread, just say no.
Exactly.
But I remember on more than one occasion on the Church of What's Happening Now, he mentioned how like he knew Vietnam vets in Boulder, Colorado that would do things like tie people up to trees in the woods in the middle of the night and just cover them in peanut butter. He was like, why bother using a gun? Let Mother Nature do all the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Len, did you just beat the gym?
No, not yet. I have one more trainer to go. I just want to like my Charmeleon is poison and he doesn't have any fire moves left, so I just want to recharge him.
What kind of potions we got? We need some potions.
And Titty Don said, no, we don't need no potions. I'm just gonna do the Pokemon Center, and then I think we're gonna conclude the stream after I get this badge. But Titty Don, the great Titty Don, says, how fast is Joey Diaz? I don't understand that question though.
Joey Diaz is fast as fuck. That's how fast he is.
What do you mean how fast? It's like such a weird, like, what does he have to do with speed?
Yeah,
I'm always on speed. I am speed, Joe. I tapped into the flash point. I go all the way faster than the Flash.
I bet you if Joey Diaz gets high enough, he becomes one with the Speed Force and can overtake
the Speed Force.
like
Speed Force,
Barry
Joe.
Allen.
Well, there was a clip online, which is not on YouTube anymore. I checked, and it's a shame it's not online. It was from their old days, where Joey says that when he goes to the weed store, the first thing that he asks right off the bat, as far as like what kind of weed he's looking for, is that he wants to see the devil. That's the important.
No.
So
let me see the devil. That's what I want to do, Joe. I want to see the devil.
So right before I started smoking weed, that was kind of a motivation for me. So I don't smoke weed anymore, but back when I did smoke weed, I thought, you know what, that's actually an interesting goal. Yeah, I want to see the devil.
Well, if you want to see the devil, start doing astral projection. You'll see the devil.
Oh,
So what
I
is the
don't think we
devil?
can mess around with that too much.
No, I
What
mean,
does
if
the
you
devil
really
look
want
like?
to see the devil.
The devil is a handsome man wearing a three-piece, spotless white suit, and he walks around barefoot. All right.
Did I
That's
leave
the
my
devil.
camera on?
No, you did not. I
Okay,
don't
good.
see it, at least. By the way, intelligence absent. So why don't you want to see the in astral projection? Like, I believe that the power, like the human willpower, can it's a different experience. I think. I'm not sure, but I think it's a different experience going into those waters of the murky underworld when you are still in more control of your state, as opposed to when you are inebriated on a certain kind of
See, the
drug.
problem with the astral projection is like you're off flying around doing everything in the world, and your body's pretty vulnerable. Like it's sort of just sitting there, like waiting for something else to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's still attached to your body with that the spiritual cord, or whatever
Yeah.
that thing is called.
Silver. It's called the silver cord.
Oh, thank you, Chanticleer. So yeah, I mean,
The only thing I know about this is from D&D. So.
well, it is.
Chanticleer's a D&D guy too, huh?
Oh, nice. There we go. You guys found a new companion for D&D. So if you don't know, by the way, you guys do a D&D stream. Where can people find your stream, by the way?
It's I do Dungeons and Dragons. It's twitch.tv/CharlesCon every Friday. Friday. I got a bunch of
I'll have to
games
check
up
it
on
out
my YouTube
sometime.
channel too.
I
I
play,
do all sorts of silly voices. Stain's one of my players. We did White Plume Mountain and Ravenloft, and now we're in the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if Monoxus is still in chat, but he tagged on to this campaign that I think is 29 or 30 weeks into.
Oh, we've done about that, about 30 weeks running. Like we've been going for a while. Like we'll play, a good session's a good 2 hours long. Like if we, one of these days maybe we'll just hammer it out and be like, all right, let's just play 5 hours straight.
I mean, we
Play
got
all
lucky.
afternoon.
We got lucky a few times and kept the stream going. However, Chance, I would like to say that it's the most fun I've had playing D&D, like hands down. So
I have to check it out sometime.
It's doing.
I actually during the pandemic started a campaign online on Discord with a few other guys.
Yeah, that's the way we do it.
sounds
My
like a lot of fun.
Australians, we've moved to doing it on Zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause
I
they
like Discord because you have the text channels too.
Well, they like to do
You have a text channel on,
the webcam. So having the Zoom call, I can have everything on the one side of the screen, and I'll have my game board up, and I don't have to because Discord I have to kind of flip flop back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But having everything set up on the Discord, it just automatically went onto the right, and then I was sharing the screen of the game board out with everybody. I was like, oh, this is a whole lot better, and being able to see and react with everybody, I think that even wearing my goofy luchador mask like I do, there's a lot of fun in acting things out. Like I was acting out, there's a Frankenstein monster, and so swinging my hands with a Frankenstein gesture is a lot of fun doing that Frankenstein voice.
In Strahd.
Yeah, that's the fun of, we didn't fight Strahd, we had Dracula. And Dracula.
No. It was, I'll have you know, Vladula.
Well, you didn't get to find out what his real name was. His name was actually Vladula Dracula. He was VD.
What a relief. That's awful.
guys,
that's
I
fun.
beat it. I beat
Yeah.
Erica. It is
There
done.
you go, Lev.
Dominated.
Oh, now I can learn Slash.
Now, Lev, will you be dancing on his
Get
grave
rid
or
of
no?
Rage. Rage is such a horrible move.
Lear. I
Yeah.
feel like Lear doesn't do
No,
anything.
Lear's literally better than Rage.
What does Rage do? Did we figure out what Rage was?
You just scroll on Twitter longer than 5 minutes. That's what Rage does.
Yeah, the old Doom scroll.
Yeah, that's why it's worth getting rid of.
Here we go. She concedes defeat. And I concede defeat for the day, guys. I think this is it. This is the end of the stream. Well, okay, you know what? Hold on.
Everybody
Let's do one thing.
Break the rules on YouTube.
No, this is not yet Levstream. This is the Levstream, but also go to breaktherules.tv for Break the Rules. And also, I want to do one final thing before we go.
Invest in Lev.
Hashtag invest in Lev. I
Invest
wanna
in
do
Lev.
Invest in Lev. Okay, here's the thing. By the way,
And
guys,
is that a new?
I
is
didn't
that a
want to.
new
Okay,
altcoin
I didn't want to advertise this just because I'm not sure if this shows up on the cell phones of people or not. and if it doesn't show up on the cell phones, I may have to do something about that. But basically, okay, I have the following card that I did. This is a new Lev card that I recently uploaded. Hold on, I'm hearing myself speak for some reason. Okay, so this is a new Lev card that I uploaded. Hold on, why am I hearing myself? Anyway, this card, I am going to post a link to it, but I don't know, I may get rid of it and repost it again, which is probably going to cost a lot of gas.
This one with the
Wait,
pen?
why am I hearing myself speak? This is so weird. Like, right at the end, I'm hearing myself... Oh, that's you! I was hearing Charles Khan on the Twitch stream because I opened that thing up. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were either having like a mental health issue or
Yeah,
your
like
doppelganger.
yeah,
your
like
doppelganger.
schizophrenic.
Just start to hear the voice over and over. Just start to hear the voice over and over. Just start to hear the voice
We were
over
gonna
and
get
over.
started for a second.
So, okay, so you guys see the link? So you guys see the link over here? This is for Pyramider. This is a new card that I created, but again, I may re-upload it to Super Rare, but I just wanted to share the link with you guys here and also show you the card
Alright.
for the first time, and I want to show it to you animated. So let me
I'm
just
gonna break
open
the
up.
rules. BTR chat. I want to see this thing.
Here we go. Let me just open it up so that everybody could see it
So
properly.
that's the pyramid when you were working on last week. Oh wow! Look at
Yes.
that thing going. Wow! Wow!
Okay,
wow.
so here it is for all the people who are watching it. This is Pyramider.
Oh,
This is what
ridiculous.
This is what the final... And I'm gonna read the description for you. So, Pyramider is a peer reminder. Get it? It's a reminder of peers. It reminds the peers. And what does it remind the peers of? So, it reminds those who gather around it of what is lurking in their subconscious. Though in the 2D plane only, 2 entities at a time can get this reading done, at which point only the elements of the subconscious common to both parties are shown. In this instance, Seahorse, the Bachelor, and Doublehatter with his kids play Pyramider a visit. Seahorse likes what he sees, in part to the influence of a sentient nose named Noseman Gazer. But Doublehatter not so much. Perhaps it's because Doublehatter left the parts of him he sees behind once he settled down. So that's the backstory behind what is going on here. They are both looking at this pyramid thing in 2D and seeing aspects of their subconscious manifest. So this is it. This is Pyramider, and you can get this right now. Well, I think it's under auction. I'm not exactly sure. I gotta take a look. Oh, I gotta set the price for this thing as well. So... or I can do like an auction. Anyway, I'm gonna figure this stuff out here. We are gonna make it work. And again, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna do one last thing, which is I am gonna gamble right now. I am gonna go into the Celadon City thing. I don't even think they do this anymore in the games, right? They don't.
Yeah, I don't know if they have. I haven't come across
they took it out
in Pokemon.
Really?
They took it
The
out.
last couple.
What about Hard Gold, Soul Silver? Do they still have the gambling there, or no?
I think they took it out in those games as well.
Oh, interesting.
There was
No,
like
I know the game zone is definitely in them, I think.
I don't know. I know they
gambling
took
is-
it out of the more recent ones because it was like very controversial.
Have we
But-
gotten to the Pokemon breeding yet? Can we breed some Pokemon?
Sneed, feed, and breed. I'm afraid not yet.
No,
But
we
wh-
need to
but
get
when
to
it
the
comes to
daycare.
Maybe we'll breed all Charmanders. That'll be our
Yeah.
team.
But when it comes to the Sneeding and the... when it comes to the gambling has been legal in New York now. Since, I don't know, a couple of weeks, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, so it just got legalized.
Yeah, so we have legalized gambling and we have legalized weed.
Oh
Those are
my
the,
goodness. So that's
Yeah.
that's interesting because gambling's been legal here for a while. Like there's a whole lot of like regular casinos you can go to that'll do like table games, things like that. But there's all these poker machines. You know, it's kind of like what's in Pokemon here,
Pokermon, yeah.
where there's like
Yeah.
it's like video poker, video blackjack, that sort of thing. And those machines
York
were
was-
everywhere.
Falling behind New Jersey too much, I guess.
So I mean,
Oh,
that's such a good
okay.
revenue stream. Like people just pour their money into that thinking they're going to win something.
Oh wait, how do I get the coin case? I forget.
Let me look that up.
But by the way, Charlie, I always find it fascinating how if you ever drive by like a billboard that's like hey, you know the casino in Rockville Center, and then in super teeny tiny font, if you or a loved one you know has a gamble.
All right, we have to go through the
Gamble.
Rocket Game Corner. There is a series you'll find in the restaurant. Speak to the man in the far back corner on the left, and he will, after telling you his problems, hand over the coin case.
Ah, there we go.
In Northern Ireland, we have some like kind of old school gambling laws. Like a bunch of things are illegal. If they're
I
not.
found out that a lot of places outlawed pinball. Like pinball used to be a problem 100 years ago. Guys would gamble playing pinball machines.
You could win pinball and like win money.
Because I want to say that it was New Jersey.
I think they were. I think the machines used to be more like what's that game called where you toss a ball and you're trying to hit.
Oh, get
like
it in like one of the
T-ball.
loops.
Yeah. I think
Is that
that the
called?
pinball games that they made illegal were more like those carnival type games.
Ah.
See, that would make sense, but yeah, many places still have laws on the books still banning pinball.
See,
Wow.
it's interesting that Lev mentioned though the weed part because I like as I said all day while I was working today.
It's like walking into a Snoop Dogg video.
Brazilian
walking in the
news,
casino.
and that was one of the few articles that they did or news stories that they did that I understood like 60% of what they were saying. Mostly because they had huge. Yeah, they had a story in Brazil about.
Wait, sorry, I forget. How do I get the coin case? Where do I go? I forget.
Talk to
Do
the
I-
man at the back.
Do you find it?
I just don't remember where the coin case is. Lionel, can you help me out?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Yeah, it says there's a guy that you got to talk to here. He's
Oh, I don't think he's in here. I think he may be in the other building right next to it where you get the prizes. I think. I'm not sure.
yeah, that's what it says. He's in. Let me find the exact place here. Given to you in the bar in Celadon City.
Oh, the bar. Right, okay.
Right.
That's
That
not
makes
here.
sense.
Yeah, people drinking away their problems.
Oh, it's also
from,
got stuff here. It says it's been featured in as an obtainable item in every single Pokemon until Black and White. So I guess that was where they stopped having the gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's the bar? I forget about where that bar is.
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Should be right next door, right? Let's go.
No,
Where
that's the prizes. Maybe it's
Okay.
It's been at least 15 years since I played this game.
Go into the restaurant and talk to everyone. Eventually, you'll find someone who's had his share of bad luck at the game corner, and he'll give you his coin case. Okay, so there's a restaurant.
There we go. Okay, I think
That's
it's this
where
guy.
you want to be.
Okay, not this guy, but one of these. This
One of
guy
these
over here.
fellas here.
No, this guy just wants to eat.
Yeah, it's the guy at the very back.
Yeah, that big fat bastard.
The nerd. No, it's
Go
not
ahead
the
and
fat
laugh.
bastard.
I'm flat broke. Here, I won't be needing this anymore.
Wait.
I'm going straight.
Oh, make room. Make room.
Oh, you've got too many items.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, well, here, Max Ether. What does this do?
That's a PP.
Oh,
that
that's
restores
really...
PP.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, use one of these. Maybe a TM. Get rid of a TM. Mega Drain. All right, have we got a grass guy? Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill. Perfect.
Mega
Done.
Drain.
Yeah. That's
Insane in the membrane. Insane Mega Drain.
I remember that song now from thanks to what's his name, Mr. Medicare, who I don't know, like does he have cancer or is that just an
Yeah,
rumor?
my understanding. Okay, let's get somber here for a minute.
Oh,
my understanding
from his
is Jim.
internet insanity videos.
Yeah,
right, Lev?
exactly. Yeah.
Jim, yeah, Mr. Medicare, Internet Aristocrat. He's done a lot of stuff over the years. He did more stuff before that too. He's got some kind of lung cancer, and it's supposed to be pretty. My understanding was pretty far along. He's gone through the chemo treatments here the last year or so, and hopefully he'll make a good recovery. Like last I heard, he was in recovery. So not to bring everybody down and be Mr.
No, God
Serious,
bless him.
but our hearts are with Mr. Medicare because he.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody goes after an ass quite like Mr. Medicare does. When he roasts somebody and goes whole ass, he's got some great stuff about the Finders Cult. One of the last streams that he did was all about the Finders Cult and about the satanic panic and tunnels, underground tunnels, snatching kids, that sort of stuff. There was a bunch of declassified files about the finders. Mr. Mediker was all over it. Some damn good content.
All right, here we go. Let's gamble.
His stuff about breaking down the Channel Awesome, the nostalgia critic stuff, also very good content. Because he goes hard on them.
Speaking of the Finder's Cult, so my DMT campaign that I'm running is set entirely in Waterdeep, which is like fantasy New York. And so I've been incorporating a lot of stuff, inspiration from Twitter. And one of the things that we have in the campaign
you've only got one left, Lev.
What?
You've got one left.
No, I don't have any coins anymore. Now I gotta buy some.
You were betting 3.
Yeah, you have to bet 3 to hit all 3.
All right, whatever. Here, I got 50 now. So.
All right, here we go. Invest in Lev. Invest in Lev.
Invest in Lev. Okay, here we go.
Good luck.
He's gonna break the rules here.
Although, Charlie,
seven.
what I found really impressive about
so close.
Going over his Channel Awesome video series, like a lot of things, like he does excellent research, and I've always wondered, like, does this guy have like internet private detectives or something? Because he was able to find, like, number one, he's able to comb through so much footage and select what's necessary, and two, even finding things that are no longer up on YouTube. Like,
yeah, he's like going deep lore, like hard after some people.
Right. And it should be noted, just real quickly, his whole he had a stream in regards to the finders, and I find it fascinating how the FBI unclassified a bunch of documents that were like, on more than one occasion, people were caught like smuggling dirty, filthy children that, according to medical records, like they showed signs of abuse, and some of them didn't even know what a telephone was. And this was in like the early '80s.
Yeah,
and
that's where your satanic panic comes from. That's
right,
flat out.
And then, whenever the authorities are like, "Oh, Charlie, we got to do something about it," and then it'd be like, "Oh, they're CIA. Nothing we could do about it."
Yeah, it'd be like, well, all these commandos and stuff, like, they know a lot about this, so they're just gonna. They died in a mysterious gas explosion. And isn't that a shame? He committed suicide. He shot himself in the back. That sort of stuff.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Like, what I find fascinating is how, like, in one instance of the finders, like the one most detailed report where they were like, the children said they were raised on a diet of like raw food and vegetables. They looked filthy. They never saw a phone. They showed signs of abuse. And one of the people that was driving a van, like that had like all this going on, they were like, yeah, we also found like telex papers that had something to do with like, hey, the going price of a kid in like communist China, like.
Oof.
What was all the stuff with, was it Wayfair? They had a big thing, maybe that was last year or the year before. They had a whole thing with Wayfair. Where it was like they'd sell you a lamp for $10,000.
Yeah, and how come, like, this IKEA looking shelf has the same name of a child who went missing 2 weeks ago, and this shelf is $50,000.
Like, I had a friend, she showed me that shit, and she's not Miss Conspiracy Theory. Like, she's like, look at this shit, Charles. Like, there's something going on here. Like, she went full Alex Jones, and I'm like, oh, there's definitely something here. Like, this feels
right.
And far as I know, they never shut it down. Never really looked into it. It's like when the NBA got caught, their referees were point shaving, and the NBA's like, well, we'll look into it ourselves.
This happens, What can you do?
Yeah.
So close.
How they get you.
Why do they have mice and birds here? What's going on?
Are they bird Pokemon? Is it
no, they're just mice and
Petalip?
birds. They're real animals.
I actually looked that up because, like, sometimes in the old Pokemon cards, you would actually see like a frog or like a regular bird.
Yeah.
Even in like the actual series.
Oh, interesting.
And if you like look it up, there actually are animals, like regular animals, and apparently they're nowhere related to the Pokemon. They're like a completely different like race and species. I don't know, it's really weird.
Oh, so you mean there are actual critters in the Pokemon world?
Yeah.
I think Pokemon Jump the Shark, the exact moment, and Jump the Shark comes from the Fonzie episode where he literally jumps over a shark, and a lot of people point to that as the moment that the show lost its way. The moment the Pokemon Jump the Shark for me is when they had these like other forms of Pokemon. So like you had instead of the little fire fox thing, now she's it's an ice fox. Once they started doing that, it's like, well, now all bets are off. Now it's just any you can just do anything you want. Because for two reasons, I thought, okay, number one, this means that they're out of ideas. That they're just like, well, rather than just come up with new stuff, let's just take what we already got and try to repackage it. And like that's
that was in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah, Sun and Moon.
That was the one that set
the other
in
day. I moved
Hawaii.
my couch. I moved some furniture around. I was setting up a green screen, and I had tossed out some old recliners, and found my 3DS underneath the couch that had been there since whenever Sun and Moon had come out. It still had my copy, whichever one I had. I think I had Sun.
I enjoyed that one though. I thought that was
I liked it. I just didn't finish it. Like I
installment.
Find myself getting three. It's like Mega Man games. I'll finish all the Robot Masters, and it's like I'm done. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah,
like I do
it's
that.
It's interesting because I feel like they're like part of it is like they're at this point the franchise is so old that like the people who played it as kids are adults.
I tell you this though, it was very fun seeing my niece play it for the first time. Because she lit up, like her whole world was like, oh, look at these Pokemon! Like there's like this whole big world.
Yeah, my kids love it. Yeah. And that was their first one.
Yeah, and she played the one on the Switch was the first one she'd ever seen.
Okay.
And it just blew her mind because it was like, oh, look at all these like the big the Onix immediately runs out, fights the Onix, and just gets lit up by it.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I think that the joy of like the discovery anew, and it is interesting because
seeing it through their eyes. I think that's the interesting thing. I think that's why those React channels were so big for a while. I think some of that stuff's still going on because it's fun to be like, all right, let's see how this girl's going to react to Berserk. Maybe she won't have a complete mental breakdown. And it's like, nope, you see her just start crying as she sees what happens to Gus and Griffith.
Damn it, Charlie, you gotta ease them in. You start with Totoro, and then you move up into like Record of Lotus.
There's a YouTube video of a gal, not the one everybody got mad at, some other gal, watching Berserk and reacting to that final episode. Because that is such a sledgehammer of an episode.
I don't think I've seen that.
There was one when Game of Thrones came out. When they had that last episode of Game of Thrones, they had all these wrestlers sitting there. Like, they all had strong reactions to it. Because they're like, oh my God, you done my boy wrong. You done him wrong. Like, getting up, walking around the room, like, screaming at the game, screaming at the TV. Very, very interesting stuff, the reaction thing. Because you get to live through somebody else's eyes. You get to see their experience. You get to see their joy or their misery or their pain. Like that Berserk thing is painful. Like, thinking about it hurts. But, seeing Pokemon and seeing somebody light up as they go through this whole big world, it's like, oh. Like just this, the mystery of it. Because you don't know what's coming next. And because they don't know about all these other games. They're like, well, everyone's the same. You have to go get the gym badge. For her, she got real excited. Like, oh, I got the gym badge. Like, I got so many more to go get. Like, it was this whole new thing for her. And that was nice. Like, seeing them react to like Zelda and Mario's and different things like that, and then trying to show them the old ones, and they're just like, I don't know about this. This is old. This doesn't feel good. It's always interesting to see that reaction.
That's I think the other side of it is it's kind of interesting because like for me, the peak of gaming was like SNES. I like that's the Mario I want to play if I'm playing an old one.
I looked it up the other day. I was looking at sales figures, and I want to say it was the PlayStation 1 had outsold PlayStation, Super Nintendo, and the Sega Genesis put together.
The best game I felt like for the PS1 was the Castlevania game for that one.
That Symphony of the Night?
Yeah.
Or the because there's two. There's the Castlevania Chronicles. People forget that
Symphony
one.
of the Night.
Castlevania Chronicles is pretty dope. It's another remake of the first Castlevania. People sleep on
really?
that one. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's dope. Let's see. Home game console. Let's see.
Here,
Because
just
it
before you
was-
continue, I'm going to shoot off here because it's 10 to 2 in the morning.
Oh man, that is very
Yeah.
late, and I really
Yep.
appreciate you being here. I just hope that you feel better, that the alcohol didn't cause some problems down the
Oh,
line.
no, I didn't.
So-
I didn't drink too much anyway.
Yeah.
Intelligence absent. I hope you have a lovely evening. Thanks for sticking around. And thanks for keeping the loyalists off our asses, alright? Really appreciate that, dude.
I like the assumption on what side I'm on.
Listen, I'll keep assuming until you or someone you know murders me in my sleep, alright?
Alright, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Thanks
So
for
I've got
having
the
me.
numbers in front of me here.
Bye-bye.
It's
Adios, dude.
Adios, mi
Adios.
amigo. It's
Hey.
35 million for the Sega Genesis lifetime sales, 49 million for the Super Nintendo. Then up here is PlayStation 1 sold 102 million units. I was shocked when I saw that the PlayStation 1 had outsold the Super Nintendo and the Sega. I still feel shocked saying it now. I just can't
Was
fathom
the
it.
PS1 the first one that had a DVD player in it?
No, that was PS2.
Oh.
And the PS2 outsold everything else.
Yeah,
Everything-
I feel
yeah,
like the
the DS
PS2
was very
outsold
close.
everything because it was like, you could pitch it to your parents as like,
Yep.
oh, we're not really getting. I mean, it's a DVD player. You're just
And
paying
they
a
had
little
such,
extra.
and it's like the 360. They had such faulty hardware that people had to buy 2 or 3 of them. Like, I got a friend who went through 11 Xbox 360s. 11.
Wow.
That is a lot of game consoles, brother.
I always played the Sega Saturn. I never had the other one.
Oh, Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
that-
I only
the
had
Sega-
Sega Genesis.
Sega Saturn is such a dope, like strange console because it was this tweener thing. I feel like the Dreamcast and the Saturn were such love letters to, like, here's it's Japanese content. Like, you look at some of the big games when they're like all those fighting
Yeah.
games, like the Darkstalkers and Street Fighters and things.
Well, my game, like the one that I loved the most, actually 3 of them. So one of them was Nights into Dreams.
Yep, Nights
That
into
one
Dreams.
was-
That's a dope game. Did you have that weird controller that came with it?
Yeah, the 3D control pad, of
Yeah,
course.
that thing was neat.
Yeah, and then there was Clockwork Knight and Clockwork Knight 2. That one was another really
You
beautiful
know,
game.
What about
I-
the Bug? Did you have the
Oh,
Bug?
of course. Yeah, I had Bug and also a Stall.
What
I
about
don't
the?
Do you know what
was the
Stall, by the way?
other- A Stall. I might know it if I see it.
That was like a Japanese. Well,
Was
it was
it a
in English
Japanese
too,
release?
but it was both. But I think it was like mainly targeted for the
Yeah.
Japanese
There
audience.
was a game on Sega Saturn. I only got to play it once, and it's one of the few games I'm willing to get my hands on a Saturn emulator just to play this to completion. Long story short, once upon a time, I go to like a kid's birthday party when I'm in like middle school. He's got a Sega Saturn, and he's got Guardian Heroes.
Ah.
So
And-
I
and-
actually was about to say, I bet it's Guardian Heroes because that's how simpatico me and Stained are.
Aha!
The
It
first
might be the
decent-
masks. Might be the masks. I'm not
First
sure.
decent check I got. I had a little bit of money saved up. I said, I'm gonna buy me a copy of Guardian Heroes, complete in the box. And so over $100, I got this thing. Got it. And then I want to say maybe a month. The one day I managed to hook everything up and play it. I had some kind of stomach virus, so that was a bad experience. But then maybe a month, 2 months later, they re-released it on Xbox Live Arcade for $10 in like a HD. And
Yeah,
so-
always do it like that.
And so that is the way anytime I get into a game, I always say that about Earthbound. I'm like, oh, you really want Earthbound 3 to come out? Just let me invest some time and effort into it and look at it, and then it'll just come out the next month. Does that happen to Earthbound when they re-released the Earthbound for the Nintendo? They put that out on Wii U. The week that I played some of it, it just came out the next week. It was like, here's the announcement. Okay.
Wait,
Damn it!
Sorry, Leonella, do you remember what I have to do in order to get the bicycle?
Oh, the bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, just real quickly, Charlie, before
You
I
have
forget.
2 options for bicycle? Is that a later game where you have 2 bicycles?
Look it up.
Thank you, Leonella.
What made Guardian Heroes stand out to me was how, and the only other game I played something similar was like Final Fight 3 on Super Nintendo, and where like it's a side-scroller beat 'em up, but you got combos, special moves, super moves.
Not just that. You have a ton of characters to pick from.
Yes, and branching storylines.
Yeah,
and
so
like,
it has some of that stuff from the Dungeons and Dragons arcade game with the branching story path. It's got.
And by the way,
Are you in Vermilion City?
I was in Misty City right now. I'm not coming back in there. I just had to get...
Charlie, I'm
Yeah,
glad you brought that up. Dungeons and Dragons Shadow of Mystera is one of the greatest side-scrolling RPG. Even down
Also
to, like,
on Sega Saturn.
You killed a troll? Did you use acid or fire? Hey, he's at full health. Like, wait it out until the elves help you. Such a good game.
It says
Charlie,
the Pokemon fan club.
Yes, I saw somebody, Colin Becker also wrote that in the chat. And by the way, Wong Kar-wai Superfan XOXOXO says, Microsoft Canada kept sending me replacements while they repaired my 360, and when they sent me 360 back, they never asked for the replacement back. I ended up having 5 working 360s. Yeah, so it turns... Yeah, I completely forgot about the fucking Pokemon fan club in Vermilion City. So that's gonna be...
Give you the voucher, and then you have to come back here and get it from the bike shop.
Yes, there we go. So, is this Vermilion City? Am I in the right place? Hold on.
I feel like they give you the bike a lot earlier in the new games. They like added a bunch of stuff in the new games to make it easier game. Like there's an XP share, so all your Pokemon gain XP instead of just.
Oh, that's such a ripoff! Now you don't have to like ever see some of your Pokemon ever. They just.
Oh, you just basically pull out your low-level Pokemon and stick them in like the bottom slot, and you can evolve them without ever fighting with them.
So disappointing.
I like the background of your screen, Leonella. What exactly is that? Is it a microchip of some sort?
It's my company promoting NFTs. So we created this NFT tool called Ecstatic NFTs, and it helps artists with putting up their artwork on the NFT markets without having to like deal with the learning curve or any tech really. So it's more accessible to anybody. You don't have to be tech savvy or know anything about blockchain or even like ever go on any of the NFT markets. You just like send the work to the tool and then it just deploys it for you, and then it pays you out however you want, whether it's in crypto or dollars or whatever currency you want.
Nice. Oh man, am I talking to this old man again? Okay, here we go. I think more people are going to be getting into the NFT thing. I don't know if it's going to be a fad though, but either way, I'm going to keep making my love cards for it, and we'll see how the one that I did recently is going to do. Like, try opening that up on your mobile phones actually, and let me know if it works. Like,
Lev,
if you go to... Yeah.
Pretend to be surprised when that one mustachioed dastardly man becomes the breakout star of not only the NFT circuit, but you know how like Rorschach in The Watchmen is like the breakout character, and like he ends up like overshadowing the popularity of the work he came from.
Yeah.
That one shifty-eyed, mustachioed, slightly swarthy man you drew. I'm just saying, dude, you got to put that on shirts, my man.
It's not a bad idea.
I
do have the copyright for him, but try like, does anybody here who's watching this have a mobile phone? Can you try to open that link up that I did in the chat on your mobile phone and let me know if you can actually see that video? because
That's how you know that Lev is from Russia. He calls it a mobile phone, because everybody here is like, oh, on your phone or on the smartphone.
yeah, I call it a mobile phone.
I feel like advertisements here, they'll call it smartphones, but I feel like most people just call it a phone. And I feel like it's sort of like social media where everybody's like, oh, you're on Twitter, on Facebook. They get real specific, but then, some people, they want to do the specific of, oh, it's social media. You're on social media.
Your mobile, wireless, cellular phone.
Use your mobile device.
You remember a banana phone? Ring, 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 ring.
Banana phone. Yeah, that's very silly. That's my kind of humor. Banana phone.
Yeah.
Banana phone.
How do they say it? It's not a pony? Is that one of the
Ring, ring,
lyrics?
ring, ring, ring. Banana phone. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that would be fun to work on. To make a children's show like that is just as silly as possible. Like what was the one, the bananas in pajamas that walk down the stairs?
Oh god, I remember those people.
Bananas in pajamas, they come down in pairs.
Okay, so now that I have the bicycle, I can probably, and this is the last thing I want to do in this stream, I think I can... Hold on, I don't remember if you can do it in this game. I'm pretty sure you can. Hold on. Yes, I get that, but... Hold on. I want to be able to register this thing, but I'm not sure. Can you register it or no? You know what I mean by register, right?
Like hockey.
Register?
So you can...
Oh, yeah, you could do that on... there's a way to do that on the newer ones. I don't know if you could do that first one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Go into options. Go into options. See if it's in options somewhere. Nope.
No.
Oh, you can make our text speed faster, though.
I mean, oh, sure.
I don't know that they had it then.
I don't think you can do anything with the bike except just go faster.
Oh, well that sucks. I guess I'm having false memories from the next-gen Pokemon
See, that's
games.
what I'm saying. There was one where you had multiple bicycles. You could have like a mountain bike and a BMX bike.
No, but that's later. I'm talking
That's
about
later,
like,
yeah.
Gold and Silver. I remember Gold and Silver. You can like use the select button. Okay, so before we go, what Pokemon should we put back in the daycare? Because I got Yakub. I could still grow Yakub for a bit. I don't know.
We're gonna breed Yakub.
Well, no, this isn't the breeder. Breeder comes later.
Oh, this is just the daycare. Okay.
Yeah, should I put Yakub back in there?
What's the next gym?
Yeah, Yakub. Okay, well, the next gym is going to be... Oh man,
Because you got to think, think long-term strategy. If we're going to leave the guy at the daycare for a while, what would be the best guy to find a way back here and go, oh my god, he's gained 10 levels?
I mean, honestly, any dark or psychic Pokemon will just defeat anything.
That's
So
Ghost and Psychic in this one.
Drowsy, he does Hypnosis and then Dream Eater, and that's it. Like,
yeah. No,
Well, I feel like a
right.
Gengar. I feel like we're getting close to getting our Gengar.
Yeah, we're gonna be gang stalking pretty soon, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, this is the end of the stream. I really appreciate everybody watching. This is great. I got some new followers on Super Rare, by the way. That's really good to see.
Hey,
yeah.
Super Rare.
So let's see what's gonna go on with Pyramider over here. By the way, tell me, anybody here in the chat, do you guys have a phone that you can use right now? I want you to tell me if this Pyramider animation appears on your phone, because for some reason it wasn't appearing on mine. I don't really know what's going on. So does anybody have a phone? Well, anyway, I'm gonna end the stream right now, since I'm not sure if the people in the chat are gonna be doing this or not. I really appreciate everybody watching. Tomorrow on Break the Rules, we're gonna have Uber Boyo on 3 p.m. Don't be late. Check that out. Here, I'm gonna post a link for it as well, for all you guys who are not aware that this is going on. Uber Boyo. This is happening tomorrow. Here it is. Here is the Uber Boyo stream. So there we go. Alright, guys, take care. This is it. I'm gonna end the stream right now. Good night, everybody.
Buenas noches. Invest in Lev.
Bye-bye.
bye.